Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Cowboys and Cthulhu, which is our Down Darker Trails inspired, because I'm, alighting some of the mechanics, mostly because this is full of other things, and also just for ease of play. Cool. Hey, before we all of us try to remember what happened last week and the week before, why don't we introduce ourselves and let people know who you are and who you're playing. Let's start with Erthos.
Hi everyone, I am Erthos, or Lord Erthos. You can find me in chat for C+ content and a lot of other places. I'll also be hosting a new game on Saturdays starting next week.
Yes.
So look forward to that. Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm playing Anna, and we're running from Cthulhu, kinda, I think.
Sure.
Hey everybody, I'm Chev. I am playing Arson Armstrong, a hard-ass detective type who goes around trying to bust up, stuff that the companies would rather not have going on. And here, I thought I knew what I was going on, but it turns out that there's actually spooky stuff, not just illegal stuff. So I am a fish out of water here.
My name's Ron Villain. I'm playing Ron Phoenix, who is a cowboy, kind of rough and tuffle, big, strong man. He did not expect to be facing this horror of monsters. He doesn't know what they are. But he is running away from it right now. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Jane?
I am SJ, or SJ_sidekick. I am playing Jane. I'm having a great time. I'm in town with Jack. We've gotten breakfast, some drinks. Yeah, we're doing just fine over here. And then that's Nyx.
Yes. Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
The true BBEG. Big Bad Evil Gal. Cool. Yeah, and I'm Zero Daylight. I will be your keeper. Ooh. And we are telling a story about weird goings-on in and around a lovely little town in Colorado, in kind of a alternate version of the latter half of the 19th century in the American West, broadly. So who wants to be the one to give us like the elevator pitch of like what's going on?
I mean, we were where all the action is. I don't know if he wants to give our side, but
Right.
if not, I guess he would have one of them down there do it.
Yeah, Jack spent most of yesterday praying with the mother of the guy that you all got killed, without telling her that he's dead now, feeding false hope that he's going to live.
Not awkward, and technically he didn't say anything. He just didn't correct her.
Right. Lies of omission. So hey, for those who were present at the action, who wants to give us a quick rundown?
I can do it.
Cool.
Or Jeff, whichever one.
Do it.
So Jack and Jane, so are we doing the full session or?
I don't care.
Okay, so starting with the session of last session, Jack and Jane and Ron rode back to town to go get the sheriff and priest. The sheriff didn't exactly believe them that it was a murder. Someone murdered someone. And then Ron went and got the priest, which also didn't believe that there was a murder. They were really suspicious about it. Jack and Jane ended up staying at the inn, and Ron ended up taking the sheriff and priest back. The boy's mother ended up finding Jane and Jack in the tavern and accusing them of murdering her child. They didn't exactly lie about the boy not being dead, but he is dead.
Yeah.
And then Ron took the sheriff and priest back to the camp. They had a little bit of a misadventure. Something spooked the horses. The sheriff and priest fell off the horse. Ron had to go get their horse back. The priest was saying something in the sheriff's ear when he returned with the horse, which was a little suspicious. Ron didn't pay any attention to it. We got back to the little camp where the church was. Before all that, Arson and Anna went and explored underneath the church. Arson got attacked by some raccoon things. Ended up shooting one, being covered in blood and gore. Went deaf for a while. Almost
Got
shot
bit
Anna.
a lot.
Yeah, almost shot Anna through a wall
Yeah.
when he shot the raccoon thing. So that was a fun thing. Came back out, covered in blood. And then they went to the weird, creepy cabin with the tree, I think. Arson was... I forget exactly what happened there, but he ended up shooting something.
Yeah, he shot what was missing out of Ezekiel, the guide's body. Without knowing what it was, just kind of blew it, plastered it all over the inside of the creepy cabin.
Yep. Which made things worse. Then covered both of them in gore. And then he went and had to lie down. Anna saw some people in the woods spying on them. No one believes her about that. Still don't believe her about that. And then the sheriff, the priest, and Ron got back to the camp while Arson came out of the cabin covered in blood, and Anna was covered in blood. Showed them the remains of the quote-unquote raccoon thing. The priest started stomping it, saying it was the devil, some other things. See here. The sheriff went down underneath the church and was like, yep, there is something down here. Moved the lantern, was turned around, was looking at Arson, got grabbed from behind, and was killed by some creepy monster-looking thing. Oh, hands. I should say hands. It wasn't really a monster at that point.
I mean, enough arms stuck together, and it pretty much becomes a monster.
Yeah. And then it kind of started ballooning, like a hot balloon or hot air balloon, kind of underneath the church. Kind of pushed it all up and kind of pushed everything. The priest was inside the church and was taken by the monster and was singing some songs and was like, oh, he's coming. I don't think he said the father. He said the... What did he say? He said something.
Yeah,
He has
songs
come.
of salvation
is
and
at-
redemption.
There we go. And then after that, he kind of just back underneath the church after the church was completely destroyed, and Ron jumped on his horse and booked it out of there, and I don't know what Arson and Anna did.
They were a little bit behind you. Yes, Anna tried to go and save the priest, but it was a little bit late, and he got his neck broken as he was slammed into the ceiling of the church, but he was still alive when he was sucked back underground, because you could, as you were galloping away at best speed, you could hear the kind of croaking voice of his ecstatic singing / chanting echoing from the now very large hole in the ground where the church was.
At least we didn't have to burn down the church.
No.
It
Took
probably
care of
would have been
itself.
better.
I mean, maybe. So yeah, cool. So yeah, you have you're leaving all the mysteries behind because they got a little bit real, and you are now galloping at best speed back to town, which is going to take you probably 30 minutes.
I would say Ron is just full on go, go, go. Like he wants to get there as fast as get away from the church as fast as possible. So
Yes.
I mean, he's gonna...
All right. 2 things from everyone who is fleeing. I would like everyone to give me animal handling, because your horses are freaked right out. Because they have seen and can smell and hear something. If horses had sanity scores, theirs would have dropped by a little bit.
That's a fail.
Okay.
I got a 14 out of 25. It would be what, 12 for a hard
Yeah,
success?
but so it's just a regular success, but still.
I'm gonna go ahead and use 2 luck points and go ahead and
Ooh,
make that
okay.
hard.
Okay, cool.
Is there a limit on how much luck we can use at one time?
No, it's just that you can get rid of all your luck and then be screwed.
Yeah. I still have a lot of it, so I'm going to use a little bit of it because I added 20 and my animal handling is a 5. So I'm just going to use 15
Okay.
because I don't want to fall.
You could use a minor boon for 10 and then 5 from luck.
And we got plenty.
Oh, yeah. I'll do that.
Okay. Cool. So a fail and 2 successes. Yeah, let me type in the thing so narrator buddy can keep track of boons for us. Cool. Huge shout out to Misha Less Than 3 and Random Number Consumer for building a little bot that keeps track of all of our boons and banes and stuff. Anyway, so cool. So Ron and Anna are successful in kind of calming their horses, less so much with Arson. Now I need everyone to give me a ride check. Ron, you're going to get a +10 on the threshold for your hard success. Anna, you are going to be flat. Arson, you are going to be at -10 on your threshold.
Okay.
That is another failure.
Oh no.
So that puts me up at 80 ride or 90 ride then? Because if I'm at 80,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Just add
Right.
10 to your threshold.
Okay. So I got a 34 then.
Oh,
Actually,
another hard success. Excellent.
I'm going to use one of those major boons
Okay.
that we have.
Okay.
And I'm going to switch it around to a 38.
But it's so much more interesting if you fail.
You're right. It is more interesting. I don't do that.
Excellent.
I
I'm
also failed.
oh good. I'm gonna split the party like completely. So speaking of which, our ne'er-do-wells who were enjoying the lap of luxury back in town, what are Jack and Jane doing?
Is the mother gone? Did they take her home?
Yeah.
Okay,
After she tried to spend 2/3 of her entire material possessions to buy you each a small shot of whiskey.
Which we declined.
Yes.
Correct.
And after you learned that Ezekiel was the last thing that she had left in her life because her husband was killed in a mining accident and her youngest son died of fever 2 winters ago. Making you all feel fantastic about your role in her son's death.
Wasn't
We
my
had
idea.
no
I didn't
role
get
in
to
her
try.
son's death.
Well, didn't you?
Okay, Jack had no role in her son's death.
Right.
Who was the one? Was it Arson who hired
Yes.
him initially?
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Arson doesn't care.
Wow. You've taken
I'm
a lot of
probably-
advice.
Going to go to Jack. Hey, so I don't know about you, but I don't want to be here when they come back and tell that woman her son's dead.
I wholeheartedly agree. What did you have in mind?
Getting out of town, going to the next one, finding somewhere else to start new. Not exactly the first impression I wanted to have here.
You know, I think you're right. I don't think this town has the purse strings I was hoping for, and I'd rather not have a reputation when I start pulling on it.
Good. I think we're on the same page. I do have to make a stop. Remember how I said that rock, I had left it?
Yeah, when we were heading back to town.
I didn't.
Oh,
And I just-
clever.
Yeah, I wanna pick that up before we head out. But I think it's best we, since we're in a similar situation, stick together for now.
Sure. Yeah, let's get the horses and everything together, and then we can go grab that rock and get out of here.
All right, we're gonna try to be discreet.
Oh, you're going to try to be discreet. How about...
I don't want the barkeep to be like, "Oh, they're taking all their stuff. I wonder if they're skipping town."
Well, and everyone else in town as well.
Right.
So why don't you both give me stealth? I should impose substantial penalties on this, but your stealth is not good, so.
What is my stealth? Oh, damn, yeah.
Jack has a 13 out of 50.
Ooh, very good.
Now I'm tempted.
Definitely.
Because I got a 41, so if I were to swap it.
Yeah. Use all your boons on stealth, please.
I'll use it just because because Jack made it. If Jack hadn't made it, then yeah.
Okay. All right. So yes, you through a combination of stealth and subterfuge, I will say that Jane runs into what is his name? Ernie, I think, who runs the Cedar Lodge, and he's maybe momentarily suspicious, but you use your powers of persuasion and deception to throw him off. So he is none the wiser. And the good news is you're paid up, so it's not like he's that suspicious.
Right.
Other than the fact that you guys are super weird. Anyway, so yes, you're able to recover your things. It probably takes a bit. And you're going to head out. I assume you're going to make yourself scarce and then head a little bit out of town to the stream where you had hidden the strange glowing figurine / rock.
Yep.
Is anyone doing anything else before you depart?
I think the only thing Jack would do is that if anybody in town like catches them while they're like putting stuff together, would just kind of make an offhand remark that they gotta go head back out and meet the rest of the party.
Okay.
Just kind of like further alleviate any suspicion that they're completely leaving the area.
Yeah, the stealth is not. I mean, it would have been a ridiculous penalty to just like not be seen by anyone. It was more like just an aggregate of not drawing untoward attention. And you do have to interact with a couple of people, and you plant that rumor about just so people won't be worried. I will say, even without rolling, that you notice maybe because the rumors have already gotten around town that something unhappy happened up in the mountains. As you ride by, you see people kind of closing their doors, pulling their kids inside, peeking out their filthy curtains at you. So it seems like the town has decided that you are perhaps persona non grata, or at least they're even more suspicious about you. Because it's a small town and the rumor mill gets around, and one of their own is now missing / dead, maybe, who knows. And you call the sheriff, and there's apparently a murder, so... But we'll see.
All the more reason there's no money to be made here.
Yep. All right. Hey, good news is you arrive at the stream. Cool. Why don't you spot hidden for me? Both of you.
22.
I have a 32 out of 60. I'll use 2 points of luck to make that a hard success.
Oh, God.
22 out of 50.
Oh, good. 2 hard successes. Jane, there are tracks very near where you buried the stone. Muddy. Somewhat indistinct, but in the mud of the stream bank, you recognize tracks that are not your own. Jack, you don't so much see. It's a combination of like the change in the birds and other wildlife, and just almost like a sixth sense. You are not alone. Cool. So Ron is just beelining straight back. Which would be more fun? Arson, your horse panics and just stops dead. Give me another right check, please.
37. That's a pass.
Cool. So you don't fall off. Anna, your horse just careens off into the woods.
Oh no.
Because it is super freaked out right now. So cool. What
is
do you
Anna
do?
still? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, is Anna still on the horse, or did she fall off?
Oh no, she didn't fall off because her
Oh, okay.
horse didn't stop. It just veered. Like maybe she's a little bit behind you, and your horse just like seizes up. And it's like I'm not down for this, and then it goes, okay, me either. So I'm taking off. So it goes crashing off into the woods. What do you do, Ron? You are.
I'm gone.
Yeah, you're gone.
Nope.
Can I? Is it just another ride roll if I want to try to like calm it down? And
That would be animal handling.
oh, okay. Oh,
hmm
I'm not
I'm
making you do a ride check to hold on because it's not trying to get you off. It's just trying to get away.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll try to calm it down. Don't think it'll be great. But
It's
we'll
going.
try.
It's going to be at a bit of a. I'm going to say a plus 20 or sorry, minus 20 penalty on the threshold.
Her
Because-
animal handling is 5, so
Oh, never mind then.
everyone's animal handling is 5 except for Ron, who has 25.
Okay. There's always a 001.
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't a terrible failure, but it was not great at all.
Well, how bad a failure was it?
I got a 42.
Oh, okay, yeah. So nowhere near like a extreme botch or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just you're trying to calm it down, but you're also having to dodge branches and stuff and spend most of your attention like trying to just hang on so you don't get knocked off.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be a bit. I mean, it eventually will get tired or get to a place where it feels safe. Arson, what are you doing? Your horse is just like it's just dug in. It's like and you can feel it shaking underneath you. It is.
Yeah. See, the problem is, I know how to ride a horse, but I don't know how to be kind to horses. Which I mean, this perfectly fits my character, but it's not useful for this situation. Yeah.
You could attempt a ride check with a penalty, just to really just like spur it on, like not trying to calm it down, but to like assert control over it.
Yeah, that's exactly what Arson would do.
Okay.
He's going to like he spends a moment and he's like pulling at the reins and the horse is just kind of like moving his head back and forth, not listening, and he's like roughly like hitting it on the neck, like no, go, and he's pointing off into the woods towards where Anna is, and then eventually he like really digs his heels in and is like screaming at the horse like no, go, and it manages to get it to like start moving again, and he's trying to direct it towards where Anna ran off into the woods.
Make the check.
That is a 3, which I think is an extreme success because my ride is 50.
Oh yes, yes it is. Yeah, you're able to break the horse out of its panic. So it's it's a fight or flight situation. Yours chose freeze, fight or flight. Yours chose freeze, and Anna's chose flight. But you're able to kind of shake it out and easily direct it in to the general direction that Anna went. Let's see. I had no need for. We could just do ride checks forever, but chase scenes are boring. So we'll say it takes maybe 10 minutes. I mean, you reacted pretty quickly. It takes maybe 10 minutes, a combination of Anna's horse getting tired and the forest getting more dense, which slows it down. But like Anna's making noise, the horse is making noise, it's crashing, it's very easy to follow. So about the time you catch up, it's about the time that Anna's horse has kind of just like decided, I don't know what to do anymore.
I imagine it's easier to see where Anna's horse went than to actually follow it because it's just going straight through brush that I would rather not go through.
Right. Yeah, you can see where branches are broken. You can hear in the distance the crashing and they're like, help!
And I'm yelling the whole time, like calling out for Anna, like, hold on, I'm coming.
Cool.
That's what I'm doing.
So what do you do?
I Are we terribly far off the path back to
Yeah.
town?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You're 10 minutes at best speed. And neither of you, although there's obviously a trail to follow, but you're not. Neither of you is entirely sure because you weren't taking your time.
Yeah.
You're not quite sure exactly where you are in relationship to the road, because the horse wasn't just running in a straight line. The terrain wouldn't allow it, and it obviously isn't going to crash through underbrush that it can't make it through, or that would injure it. So it was a bit of a circuitous path.
As I finally pull into the or like trot into the clearing that Anna's horse stopped in, does I get so I'm gonna like pull the horse up and like stop it near where Anna's is. I'm gonna just kind of like really briskly like say is your horse ready to go?
I assume so. I mean, it might need a minute. We gotta figure out which way to go back.
I mean, I don't know if we have a minute. We could just go back. I mean, you left a trail that a blind deer could follow, so
Well,
I don't
we'll
think
see.
we'll be.
How good are your track scores?
My track is 80.
Your track is okay.
Mine's... Oh wait, no, less good. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong color.
Yeah, your track is not so good. And you're looking
Yeah.
around like, what trail? I have no idea what you're talking about. Armstrong's like
Hannah's
the path of
exhausted. She's like,
destruction that you
look.
left.
Yeah, I have like a Arkham Detective Vision on, and it's just like a neon highway.
Yeah. Cool. Hey, why don't you guys spot hidden?
Ooh, that's not good. That's a fail.
Okay.
Wait, no, that is a
Yes.
meet to beat, right?
Yeah.
I rolled a 60, and it is a 60.
Okay. Anna.
Yeah, I got a 45 out of 45.
Oh, cool. I love that. 2 just barely make it. All right. I will say you each have a chance to react as some things come crashing out of the, well, I wouldn't say crashing because it's a bit more nimble than that, but they are almost upon you when you realize that you are being encircled. So you have just enough time to do something before a couple of creatures launch themselves at Anna.
Is a reaction pulling out my pistol?
I think you both have time to pull out your pistols.
Okay.
And I will say, I'm not doing initiative rolls and all that, changing initiative per round and all that nonsense. And the weapon you're using changes your initiative. But yes, you each have enough of a presentiment of danger to pull out your weapons, and you have 2 enemies that you can see. They are tall and lean and shaggy, covered in whitish or translucent matted fur. They have unusual shaped heads, like kind of oblong, taller than a typical human. Something is wrong about their eyes, and their kind of circular mouths as they open in an almost wordless scream, quiet kind of vocalization, are ringed with translucent needle-like teeth, very similar to the very small creature that you found underneath the church, but these are taller than the average human. We'll say 7 feet. What do you do?
Is Anna on her horse?
Yes.
Or okay.
You're both on your horses, and you're very close to each other. But it does appear that they are targeting Anna. We'll say you're here, Anna's horse is here. They're coming from this direction. So
Yeah.
the nearest target is Anna. As they,
See, my
and
first
by the
thought
way, they're
was-
not just running. They're they're not brachiating like an orangutan, but they are kind of like bouncing off of trees and like hopping up to a limb and then leaping to the next tree and then down to the ground with a little bit of a roll. They are obviously very suited to navigating this environment.
Okay. I'm going to, let me see, grab, about how far away is the nearest one?
They're all within, the two that you can see are within 20 feet.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like they're going to be on Anna in a second, but you each have just a moment to react.
I'm going to, like, hand drops off my reins, and I reach down and quick pull up the shotgun, and I'm going to track it over to whichever one that is easiest to see and is closest to Anna, and I am going to fire at it.
That seems like a really good idea.
You said 20 feet, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll be 2d6.
Yeah. Doop-a-doop. Now let's see if I hit them first. Yep, that's an 11.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a pretty good 11 versus 70, which is a, I think that's an extreme success. Because 14 would be 2/5.
Yeah. You will for sure hit both of them.
Ooh. I wait until like there's one that's like maybe like 30 feet away and is in my sight line, and the other one at 20 is like crossing over.
Yeah.
Let me see. So that is a roll of 9 plus 2 is 11.
Okay.
On the one that's at 20 feet, and the one that's at further away would be, oh no, that's not plus 2. So it's just a 9 and a 5.
Okay. Yeah, you like you kind of aim. They're slightly off center of each other, and you kind of aim between them, and you catch like the right half of one of them, and it's just like tufts of fur and blood and tissue. And it staggers a bit. The one behind yelps in pain with an almost childlike voice. Like it has an actually, if it would be in a different situation, a very pleasant sort of bell tone, a very clear kind of almost singing note that belies the fact that it's a cry of pain. It seems enraged. The other one is badly hurt, and loses ground. What are you doing, Anna?
Can I shoot the one that is badly hurt?
You can certainly attempt to.
Yeah, well, attempt, yeah.
With your little pea shooter.
Yeah. So that would be fire handgun.
Yep, fire handgun with your Derringer. Please keep track of rounds that you've used. So like Arson, you've used one of your 2.
15 out of 40.
Okay. Well done. It's a D10 plus 2.
Yeah, I got the wrong dice at first, but I got a 7.
Oh, so and maybe this shouldn't be surprising given that Anna is a physician and is somewhat used to dealing with upsetting things. Anna waits for a moment as the more injured one stumbles closer into range, because the range on your little Derringer is not fantastic. It's not very accurate at any significant range, but it's a 44 caliber, so it can do a fair amount of damage. So you, we'll say you catch it right under the chin, severing whatever passes for its spinal column, and put its lights out. it just it just like collapses like a house of cards. The other one leaps over it and slams into you. Cool. So that's not going to feel good. The good news is it doesn't appear to be like yet. Like it doesn't like leap out and try to bite you. It's literally just trying to knock you off. So let's see how well it does. That's a 15. So I think it does quite well. You take 3 points of health as you are slammed first by this creature and then like into a tree stump on the ground. It's very, very painful. You think you might have cracked a rib, and it is now on top of you, which isn't great. And your horse, of course, shies.
Yeah.
Now, there's not many places that the horse can go because it had kind of gotten to a place where the undergrowth was so thick. So it's mostly just like shying around, like looking at every shadow, shying at every leaf moving. It is in full-on panic mode. Arson's horse is likewise not very pleased and really, really wants to run away, but is currently under control. So, Jack and Jane, you are not alone. What do you do?
Does Jack get the sense of like what direction the presence is coming from?
Yes, all of them. Well, I should say all the lateral directions.
Right. Jane, I don't think we're alone right now.
Yeah, these tracks weren't here when I came here earlier, and my kind of had my hand towards my pistol just in case. Just kind of looking around, trying to see where do the tracks lead to like my stash place, or
They were
around?
in the same. There's no tracks like in the middle of the stream, obviously, but they looked like they were heading in and out, very close to where you had stashed the stone.
Okay, I'm gonna try to grab where I stashed the stone so we can leave.
So off the horse,
Yes, I will dismount from the horse.
wade out into the middle of the stream, and fish around underneath the rock. As soon as you get out there and feel it, you're like, I'm pretty sure this rock has been moved. How long do you plan to spend thigh deep in mountain water, rummaging around for the stone?
Well, originally I hid in the mud near the stream, not literally inside the stream.
Oh,
But-
all right then. Then you are not thigh deep in water. How long do you plan to dig around in the mud?
I mean, if it's not where I put it and marked it, then immediately I'm gonna be like, okay, someone took it, someone moved it.
Jack, you hear the unmistakable sound of a rifle cocking. Or someone chambering around into a rifle, whatever the appropriate. SJ knows.
Yeah. Jack puts his hand on his pistol and says, Jane, if you don't have it, we need to go right now.
Yeah, I'm headed for my horse.
Hold it right there, strangers. A group of 3 men on the town side step out from the trees. You quickly look around to the far side, and another man steps out. The man on the far side doesn't appear to have a weapon drawn. He doesn't have a kind of large Bowie knife in his hand. It didn't have a firearm drawn. However, the 3 on the town side do have rifles. One of the men is still kind of half braced behind a tree and has the rifle trained on you. the other two men advance a bit out of the tree line. And they have their rifles pointed in your direction, but at their hip. So easy to draw on you if they need to.
Jack keeps his hand on his pistol, but not drawn. What can we help you with, stranger?
Drop your weapons nice and easy.
Wait, trying to rob us?
Did you not understand what I said?
I heard what you said. I'm just not used to taking orders from people I don't know.
Well, we just want to talk to you.
Okay, so talk.
Weapons
Yeah, I think
first.
we're talking right now.
Weapons first. Talk later, or else my desire to talk to you will be overpowered by my desire to shoot you where you stand.
My hands are up. I'm gonna just act like I don't have a weapon.
Oh, that's right, because you have a little tiny. Did you have like a little tiny baby pistol? Yeah, you have a Colt Cloverleaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, little bitty.
For real.
Yeah, it's one of those that has the 4 barrels. Yeah, little bitty. It's probably in your purse or something, or in your bodice. But Jack clearly is armed.
Yeah, Jack's clearly got a sidearm, and he's definitely not comfortable putting it down, but he also recognizes that he's outnumbered, so he'll pull his pistol out and gently drop it on the ground so as not to discharge when it hits the ground.
Cool. One of the 2 men who were up close will kind of never taking eye contact off of either of you, move up to grab it.
Jack watches him, but also doesn't make any sudden moves.
Cool. And then he pulls it back to the line. Well, how about you get off your horses? We're going to go back to town and have a little chat about why you're really here.
What do you mean, why we're really here?
People not allowed to travel through town?
A little birdie told us that you were actually here for a friend of ours. We don't like you outsiders meddling in our town's affairs.
A friend of yours?
Yeah, Jack looks super confused.
Yeah, literally.
He's like, were we looking for a person?
Do you
Were
see
you
our
looking for a
horses?
person?
We were literally trying to leave.
Mm-hmm. Or you want to make it look that way. By the way, what are you digging around for in the river? Seems
Who,
mighty
me?
strange if you're just trying to leave town that you come all this way to dig around in some mud. Must have left something powerful, valuable behind. Something you didn't want anyone in town to know about.
I can't take a souvenir.
Mud is your souvenir. Fine lady
No,
like
not
you.
blood, just a nice rock.
A nice rock. Well, we're very interested in that nice rock ourselves. Come on, quiet.
Yeah, you have it?
I think you might have missed who's holding the gun there, little missy. We'll be asking the questions.
Yeah, we literally just want to leave. Us going back to town is not.
Well, you can either
Obviously,
come
it's
back to
another-
town or you can go nowhere ever again.
I look at Jack and I'm like, guys don't even understand what they want, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know like how best to convey it, but through his body language, Jack tries to kind of give a look of resignation, but also that he totally understands everything Jane's feeling right now too.
Literally, they have the wrong people. Like,
Yeah, Jack will slide off his horse, but he doesn't take his hand off of the reins. He's like, me and Bert have been together a long time. I don't feel like letting go of Bert, so he's coming with.
I'm not about to leave my horse.
We got nothing against your horses. And he'll whistle, and the guy across the stream will come, and he'll grab the reins of your horses.
You have nothing against us either. You clearly have the wrong people.
Come along.
Kind of wasting your time, but all right.
That's what they all say.
That's what they all say. You do this a lot.
Anyway. Yes. Go ahead and give me a dodge. If you'd like.
I mean, yeah. Oh. God. God, where's dodge? Oh, okay. 55 out of 60.
Okay.
I thought my dodge was 50. I was like, oh.
The second one, who seems to be, so the one who's been talking seems to be reasonably intelligent and controlled. The other guy that was up with him with the rifle, it looks like he's just itching to shoot, and really doesn't like your smart lip and goes to crack you across your jaw with the butt of his rifle, but you are able to dodge. What happens?
Any of them are armed.
Well, all 4, but 3 have firearms. There's one still back behind the tree that has a bead on you.
Yeah.
They're the 2 that are up near you, one of which is like not in good position now because he's very close to you, number 1 with a rifle, and 2 has turned it around to hit you with the butt. And then there's the guy with the knife next to you.
Oh yeah, dodging like has no one taught you not to hit a lady? You literally have the wrong people.
Has no one told you that smart lips get split?
How about we just walk back to town, since that's apparently where you want us to go, and we answer the questions that you have so we can prove to you that we're not the people you're looking for.
Yeah, I would like to get this over with so we can actually leave like we were planning to.
Yeah. Well, how about more walk, less talk? We'll just have a friendly sit down in town.
I thought the whole point was to talk, but okay.
All right.
Wasting more time.
Well, it takes a little bit longer to get back to town, given that they have to be slow enough for the people walking. And I think probably only one of them even has a horse. We'll say it's the de facto leader, the one who's been talking. So it's a little bit of a slower track. Your horses are confused and not super happy. So yeah, I think it's about the time that you are being marched down what passes for a main street in Harlow when a very kind of flustered Ron comes crashing into town well in advance of his friends who are dealing with another situation. So Ron, you come crashing into town and see your associates, Jack and Jane, with a number of other men. And from a distance, it's a little confusing, but you've got good instincts. By the time you get close enough to really identify who it is, it's clear that these men are holding Jack and Jane captive. What do you do?
Okay. I would probably just go over towards the tavern, and just kind of not. I figured Jack and Jane kind of got themselves in trouble, so I'm like, I've already dealt with enough today, so I'm just gonna go over to the saloon real quick, kind of park the horse real quick and throw the reins over and run inside. Ron's definitely had enough of this day, so he's gonna go straight up to the bartender and just like, I need something now, and just kind of like violently tap on the bar.
Cool. I think that is pretty obvious. Yeah. So 2 of the men, the one with the itchy trigger finger and the one that lingered back to keep a beat on you 2, will take off at a run after Ron.
Okay.
leaving Jane and Jack guarded by the leader and the man with the Bowie knife.
He looked to be in a hurry. I'm kind of saying my breath to Jack.
And the leader will say, lots of people seem to be in a hurry to leave town all of a sudden.
I mean, Ron
Yeah.
didn't give off.
I mean, it didn't look like he was
vibe.
leaving. It looked like he was
Yeah.
coming back for a drink.
Real fast.
So, do you continue to allow yourself to be led somewhere?
I mean, doesn't seem like anybody else is. I doubt townsfolk are going to help us. The sheriff is not here.
Yep.
I think it's too small of a town. I don't know
and
if there's
we'll
even
say-
any deputies.
There's one of those moments where you look up and you can see a few, parted curtains, and as soon as you look up at them, the curtains twitch. It's probably more even the subtle closing of the curtains as you look in that direction, that you definitely have an audience, but it doesn't appear that they are prepared to do anything. So what do you do? Are you going to allow yourself to be taken to the second location?
What else are we supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean,
Hero.
Jack's trying to play off of Jane's body language. So if Jane starts to suggest that she's willing
There's
to
only
try and
two
fight
people
the
left,
two of
right?
us against the two of them,
I would say,
he would absolutely try and distract or try and disarm the gentleman with the Bowie knife.
And our horses are behind us, right?
Yeah, the guy with the Bowie knife has them. So it's you two, the leader behind you, and then behind him is the guy with the Bowie knife and your horses.
Okay. I'm going to look at Jack, give him a kind of look, and then I'm going to pretend to drop something.
Okay.
So I'm going to drop something, be like, damn it, and go to reach down to grab, like I'm going down to grab it, pull the gun on the guy that has the beat on us.
Ah, okay. Why don't you give me, I think, sleight of hand? You know what? I'll say this. Why don't you give me, as you like, oh no, I dropped my, I don't know, compact or something. Why don't you give me a fast talk first?
Okay. My fast talk's high, right? Please be high.
Yeah, your fast
Yeah,
talk
your
is
fast
70.
talk's 70.
Okay. 66, because I was like, I can't change it around.
Right. So yes, we'll say that your oh no, I'm just a lady and I dropped something, is enough to at least momentarily confuse him. So I will give you a +10 on the threshold for your sleight of hand.
Okay, cool. Then I got 56 out of 70.
Beautiful. So yes. What do? You now have your weapon drawn. He is, I mean, it's all happening very quickly. He's probably starting to become suspicious, but hasn't yet. Like, he hasn't aimed his rifle at you yet. It's still there, kind of on his hip. What do you do?
Oh, I'm straight up firing.
Spinning
Yeah.
around and point blank
Yeah.
in his face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much as soon as Jane drops down, Jack kind of spins and tries to go around the leader to the guy with the Bowie knife.
All right. Well, I will say that's certainly distracting. Given that she's just dropped something and you're look like you're taking advantage of that opportunity to run. So I'm
Yeah.
going to say he starts tracking you because
Sure.
you're a guy and therefore the obvious threat because it's
Obviously,
the 19th
yeah.
century. So I will say, Jane, that gives you a +10 on your threshold to fire a pistol.
Oh no, I don't even know what my pistol is. Oh,
It's a-
18. So 18, so that's an 8 out of fire handguns is
Yeah.
40. So 8
So-
out of 40.
8 out of 40, that is definitely a hard success. Yeah, not quite a dramatic success or whatever the one above hard success is, but yeah, you absolutely.
How much would I need? How much would I need for a Really good.
Whatever 20% of 50 is, so 10.
Oh, well, I got an 8.
Is that right?
No,
No,
because
that'd be
8 out of 40.
25%. So 7.5, I think, is what you would need.
Okay, I'll use 1 point of
one
luck.
point of luck. All right, cool. I'll say, you know what? You are at point blank range. So I will say you fan the hammer. So boom, boom, 2 bullets. So 2d10 plus 2.
2d10, right?
I know that's not mechanically how it actually works, but whatever. It's fun for the narrative.
Mhm. Okay. 2d10 plus, so 6, 2, so 14.
Oh yeah. His content warning. He remains standing. His head disappears. And there is the proverbial fountain. And as a little gun, it makes more like popping noises than it does the boom of like the peacemaker that Arson carries. So it's just kind of like pop pop and then mist and then fountain as the body just kind of stands there stiff and then falls over. That is more than enough to freak the horses out and put the man with the knife off balance. So Jack.
Yeah. Tries to take advantage of the other dude being off balance to either clock him in the face and knock him out, or just swipe the knife from him so that way he is now disarmed, or both.
Okay. Let's see how well that works. That is going to be, I believe, what is it in this one? Fighting.
Fighting?
Yeah.
All right. Jack's going to use a minor boon because we got a bunch of those, and then 1 point of luck, which will give him a 25 on the nose. Out of 25.
Cool. He dodges.
Dirty.
Grab the gun.
He only has a knife. He dodges and just lets the horses go because they don't matter anymore.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's jerking, but he sees you coming and just lets the horses go and kind of does a couple of steps back, and then it's going to come in and try to stab you in the gut.
All right.
With his Bowie knife. With an 8.
8. I don't think I can dodge enough to dodge an 8, so I'm pretty sure I'm getting stabbed.
You take 4.
Ouch.
It doesn't, it catches you like more in the side.
Yeah. Still hurts.
But it hurts and immediately begins to bleed. And then he pulls it out and takes a very practiced knife fighter stance. Oh right, it's that guy. So Ron, you are at the bar. Saying I need something.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I will give them some penalties. That's a 2.
Ugh. I don't even know what the is for.
And a 64, which with the penalty will miss. So, but I'll reduce the damage. So as they open fire from outside of the Cedar Lodge, you feel, some of the bullets, momentum is blocked by just like the wall. But it's like a piece of shrapnel that hits you kind of in the back on the shoulder blade. So you take 3.
But
They are just like they like pump action rifles. They're just pow, pow, just lighten up this place.
Okay.
Ernie dives underneath the bar.
I'm gonna dive with him over top of the bar and kind of join him behind it, just to kind of get some more.
Yeah.
Kind of something in between me and whoever's firing.
Yeah. So you're diving for cover. At this point, you're safe until they come in.
Okay.
Jack and Jane, you hear, particularly the trigger happy fellow, light them up, and then lots of rifle fire from 30 yards away.
I'm gonna look at Ernie and be like, "What did you do? Who was firing at you?"
He's freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
He has no idea what's happening. He's just
I'm gonna kind of look around for maybe like a bottle of like vodka or something to try to make like a Molotov of some sort.
Ooh. Sure, that
just
one in a wood building. I mean, it's the Cedar Lodge for a reason. I'm sure that won't go horribly wrong. Why don't you go ahead and give me a craft roll?
Okay. Oh, I got a 5 in that.
You're right.
That's a 79.
Oh, that's bad. I'm gonna say I'll be kind with that. I mean, if it's a little bit worse, I would say you actually make one and then light it, and then a piece of shrapnel hits it and explodes, and you all burn to death. But it was just a bad failure. So I'll just say that you. How about this?
Pick up the bottle and then it just
and then it breaks in your hands like twice. You're like, oh, vodka. Oh no, whiskey. Oh crap. In the hail of bullets. Cool. So things aren't going particularly well. However, Jack and Jane just have one combatant, although Jack has just been stabbed in the guts by that person. Jane, you have 2 shots left. So, back in the woods. Anna, you have one of these foul beasts on top of you. You can see just stringy, faintly yellowish substance
Gross.
falling out of its mouth. A few pieces hit your cheek, and your cheek is immediately numbed. And it begins to sing at you in a childlike, sing-songy voice. I think at this point, you both probably ought to give me sanity checks.
Oh no. A 21 out of 56.
Take 1.
Apologies. Yeah, that was a fail. Or sorry, that was a success. I am -1.
Yeah, good. You don't run the risk of losing more than 5 at a time and having something weird happen. Cool, good. Because that probably would have been you freeze and bad things would have happened. So what happens now? You do hear, as that one begins to sing, you do hear echoing sing-songy voices coming from kind of all around you.
Can I shoot it from under it?
I don't see why not.
I'll try that.
Oh, or you could attempt to dodge its incoming blows. Your choice. What would Anna do?
Anna's gonna shoot.
Okay. Make sure the healer is the one who gets knocked down.
Basically. 19 out of 40.
Ooh, hard success. Beautiful. Go ahead and roll it up with your 44 Derringer.
Oh.
I'll give you an extra +2 on damage because it's point blank range and you got a hard success.
So then that's a 13 total.
Ooh. You blast, like you put it up to where you assume the heart would be and fire. There's an immediate hot spray of ichor on your hand. Your hand is somewhat numbed from the action of the pistol. There's an immediate smell of like singed, disgusting hair and cooked meat. Armstrong or Arson, you see the back of this creature just. It is not, however, out. It's very, very close.
If it like, because I imagine it's probably like, you know, moving around and reacting and like trying to throw blows and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's lifted up by the blast and it kind of stumbles back, and you can see it's in tremendous pain. The vocalizations are still very child lullaby-like, however.
Yeah. Is there? Let's see.
But it looks like it's regrouping to lunge at her throat.
Yeah. I'm going to use my last shot, and I'm going to aim a shot as it like staggers back from Anna's shot and attack again.
Perfect opening. And you are at, for your shotgun, close range. So if you hit, that'll be 46.
That is a 4.
Ooh.
Which is pretty good.
It's extremely good, right? Because you have a high use firearms.
Yeah.
So
70. So 4 out of 14 is my threshold for extreme success.
Yeah.
So 4d6. That is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 damage.
Yeah. It's little pieces now. Right. I mean, the structural integrity of its body was already compromised. I mean, like the feet are left. And the arms kind of probably blow off in different directions, but it's slap chopped at this point. And although the lullaby singing continues, what do you do?
We should leave. I have 1 bullet left.
You have more bullets. You just are going to have to take a turn to reload.
Gotcha. Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
I mean, I assume you're not
should
walking
still
around with
leave.
just 3 bullets.
Well, I didn't understand how it worked.
Yeah, the number of rounds is the number of rounds before you have to reload.
Gotcha.
So Anna, you're not still on your horse, right?
No, Anna
Right.
is nearly impaled on a dead tree,
Okay.
kind of at your feet.
Okay, I'm
Her
gonna
horse is freaking out over probably 20, 30 feet away.
Okay, forget the horse. I'm gonna brace, one hand on the saddle and lean down, offer my arm to try and pull Anna up behind me.
Yeah, I'm curious how long you're totally going to be able to do it, and I'm sure Anna is helping, unless Anna, you want to resist being saved.
No.
How about we call that? Oh, I don't know. Ride.
Okay.
Because it's something that you're trying to do from the saddle.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it, and it's like I'm trying to get her, not just lift her like a strength check, but I'm trying to actually like get her into a seating position and like not fall off.
Yeah.
Or I guess just straddle her across just flop her across the back.
Yeah.
That is a 31, which is a regular success.
Awesome. So it's a little awkward, and your horse is not happy either. So you're having to kind of control it with one hand, and you yank her up, and it takes a second because you're a little bit dazed there, Anna. But as soon as you figure out what's going on, you step up on the stump and swing your legs up over. And of course, this is not side saddle, so you immediately feel like if only your parents could see you straddling a horse, riding behind a strange man. So there's a little moment of embarrassment, which is cut short as the broken rib shifts around in your torso, and the pain pulls you out of any sense of impropriety. Cool. What are you doing now, Arson? You gonna stick around?
Ride like the wind. I am trying to see like which is the direction. Oh no, just follow the track back out. I can follow the tracks back easily.
Yeah.
This is too much danger to worry about brush.
Well, so it's your choice. Do you want to see if you can chart a more direct course, which would require a roll? But with your tracking, I'm going to say you don't need to roll if you want to follow the circuitous route back that you took in. I mean, your tracking's
Follow
really
a
good.
circuitous route.
Okay.
I'm not really like my tracking is much better, I think, than like. Oh, no, yeah, I'm smart, but am I like nature? No. I can track, but I don't know if I can like survive and like chart a course in the wild.
Yeah, you're
very
right.
well.
I think it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, cool. So you're gonna take the circuitous route back, but
Yeah.
So we have a cinematic scene as you lay into the horse. It leaps forward. Glad to be out of this scenario. You each dodge as more of these creatures leap from the ground and from the surrounding trees trying to catch you. But the horse, you've given the horse all the head it'll take, and it is going back. It is also, it can tell the path as well. So you're not even having to spend a lot of time guiding it. So that frees up like at least one of your arms to whack away a few of the creatures that try to latch onto the side of the horse. The horse takes a bit of damage from their filthy broken claws, but not enough to impede its progress, just enough to spur it on further. You do leave, you can, by the time you hit the road, you can still hear the singing, but it is less coordinated and seems further away, but moving in your general direction. I assume
The singing from the like Sasquatch guys or from the church?
From the creatures. It's the creatures
Okay.
that are singing the lullaby. And who said they were Sasquatch? I mean, they're Sasquatch. Or something.
Something. My word. I'm gonna look back at Anna. Okay, we found the road. We just gotta take this back to town. We don't have time to stop, but are you good?
No, but it's fine. If we get into town and stop, I think I can try to patch us up. Although broken ribs a bit harder, but should be fine.
Yeah. And you're not
Let's
sure,
just-
you haven't had a chance to check. You're not sure it's broken, but it's certainly
Hurt.
at minimum badly bruised.
Yeah.
Well, if you've got something to bite on, you might want to because this trail is not exactly smooth. And I spur the horse on to take us back towards town.
All right. So that puts you probably 15, 20 minutes behind Ron. So you are now going with all due speed back to town. Ron is pinned down under a hail of bullets. Jack and Jane are dealing with the lone combatant. Your horses have taken off since the guy dropped the reins. So we'll start with Jack and Jane. What do you do?
How far away from Jack is he? Like, can I get a clear shot without hitting Jack?
He just stabbed Jack in the gut, and Jack kind of stumbled back. But no, you don't have to shoot through Jack to shoot him. You got a
Then-
clear shot,
Anyway,
Then yeah, I'll pop a shot at him.
unless you get 100 or
No,
99 or
right.
96.
Don't get 100.
Yeah.
Get 100.
do it. Do it.
I mean, with
Okay, I got
simple,
a 30 flat. No, a 3. Wait. 003, is that a 30 or is that a 3?
that's a 3.
That's a 3.
It's a 3.
3.
That is out of your firearms, which is 40, right? So that's an extraordinary success or whatever the
Yes.
thing is.
It's 40.
Yeah. That we're gonna call that a crit. So yeah, how about you fan the hammer again?
And boom,
Yeah.
headshot.
It does mean that you'll have to reload after this.
I'm about to grab that rifle on the ground.
Yeah, but it's 2d10 plus 2. So
Oh, right. Hold on.
so I mean that's a lot for a
That's
person.
a ton.
6, 7, 8, 9, 9.
9. Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled badly on the first one.
Yeah. He may not be like immediately dead. But you catch him in the upper torso, like you're firing center mass. So like the first one is a little bit low, kind of like solar plexus, and the other one kind of catches them up a little bit higher. Just boom, boom. You haven't shot a lot of people, but this is not something that the typical person survives without immediate and highly competent medical attention. He is crawling and moaning on the ground, but he is no longer combat capable. Jack.
Jack goes and kicks the knife out of his hand and then basically leaves him to die in the dust.
Okay.
Gonna have to run after the horses. Is Ron's horse outside the saloon?
Ron did tie his horse up.
Yes.
I mean,
Get it face down our
I
horses.
would say halfway tied up the horse, more or less,
Yeah.
kind of just like threw it over and just kind of like, this will work. I need to go get a drink.
Yeah, and there are guys that are firing rifles very near Ron's horse, and it's probably trying to yank itself loose.
How evil would that be to take his horse to grab ours?
I mean, I'm
Don't
sure that
take
the two guys with
I'd be-
rifles right next to it aren't going to try to stop you.
Yeah, I'd be more concerned about those two guys. I think
Oh, I thought they were inside
Mm-mm.
the bar, like.
No, they're
in a
just
firefight.
firing
Okay.
indiscriminately into it.
Gotcha. Okay,
I
maybe
think
not.
before Jack goes in, where he's gonna like tear the shirt or the sleeve off of his shirt and use it to try and like bandage his stab wound.
Okay, give me a first aid.
Bad. That's an 87 out of 30.
Can I help at all? Oh well, I don't think that's gonna help.
Not enough. Not enough.
Yeah.
He just kicks a claw. Is like, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
Just
sticks
holds
it.
I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
you do that. What doesn't occur to you is that your shirt is pretty filthy. So you probably just gave yourself septicemia.
Minor details.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not bleeding out on the floor.
Yeah. I mean, you're not. It was an in and out, just a quick thrust, and didn't like hit any major veins or arteries or organs. So it is bleeding and hurts. But you are not. Your action is not sufficient to like stanch the bleeding.
Fair.
So you're still going to need some sort of care, or else there may be some deleterious effects over time as you lose blood.
Are you okay? We need to go.
I
To
mean, we needed to go. So, I mean, we need horses first.
Hey, how about you both give me spot hidden?
No, 51. I think my spot hidden is literally 50. Yeah.
I've got a
mean, I
40 over 60.
Okay.
I'll use one luck point to make it.
Cool. So as you take a moment, and as Jack is trying to prevent himself from bleeding out, you're both fairly close, and as you move closer, Jane, to kind of like at least try to help or something, you're both pretty close to the moaning man on the ground, where the gunshots pierced his flesh. I think your attention is attracted by a ripping sound, kind of a wet ripping sound. And as he writhes, you can see the flesh open to reveal matted, pale fur. And I will say, at that moment, a cloud scuds over and it gets a little bit dim, and you can see a faint blue glow.
Okay. So he has the rock.
You don't see the glow. The glow is coming from the
Inside.
wound as it opens,
Mm,
and the
okay.
wound goes into. It's like he's wearing a skin suit, and that part is ripping open, The wound goes into the interior flesh too. I mean, it's not like he's about to get up and go, ha ha, I'm fine. I mean, he's still dying, but in the act of dying, whatever exterior shell is kind of splitting open.
You're seeing what I'm seeing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Jack's like, yeah, I see it, and he's like taking a couple steps back, and then he like reflexively goes to grab the dead guy's rifle.
Yeah, easy enough. His moans and dying groans rise and register and become sing-songy, almost childlike.
Oh, yeah, that's so bad.
Jack cocks the rifle and shoots him in the head.
Easy enough. Coup de grace, no roll needed.
Yeah.
The singing.
Agreed.
The singing
I'm also
stops.
gonna make sure my pistol's reloaded. Do we run or do we take out the other two?
Might as well
They're
get
not
the other
looking
two.
at
They're
us.
gonna scare off any horses, and might as well see how Ron's doing.
All right. So I'm gonna take a shot at one of those guys just because they're not looking at us. Might as well take the opportunity to.
You'll probably want to get a little bit closer. Well, first you're
Okay.
going to have to reload. So you have to take
Yes.
so we'll say it's going to be a couple of rounds because you'll want to reload and then also position yourself because you don't have good range with your little.
Yeah, and we'll.
Unless
Jack
you
will
wish
try
to
and find some kind of like cover for us too, whether it's
Yeah.
posts or barrels or whatever.
So, how about you both give me stealth?
Thanks.
Hard success, 22 out of 50.
Easy enough.
All right. Sorry. What was it? Stealth. roll?
Stealth.
20 flat. 20.
Perfect.
20.
So yes, we'll say in a couple of rounds, you guys are able to like dash around the side of a building, cut behind, and swing back so that you have cover, at least partial cover from the building that's directly across the street from the Cedar Lodge. And Jane, you have reloaded. Meanwhile, more volleys of bullets. These guys are dumb. They're literally just they're going to empty their rifles and then bust in with their pistols and kill everyone.
So
You've seen this kind of thing happen before. It's not particularly strategic, but Ron, you have a couple of rounds before any reinforcements come.
So I'm going to find a bottle of some type of whiskey,
Yes,
and I'm going to grab Erwin, right? The bartender,
Ernie.
Ernie. I'm going to grab him, and I'm going to try to go upstairs. Because if they're just volleying into like the main lobby, at least we're above it. And then we have a little bit more of like a height difference, so we can fire down upon them. So I'm going to kind of try to hide him and try to get him upstairs.
Yeah, you wait for a break in the firing, and you start to run up. He is going to take advantage of that and head down to his root cellar.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Because
gonna go
he
upstairs
probably
then.
thinks that's safer.
That makes sense. I'm just going to grab a bottle, and I'm going to kind of go upstairs. As I'm going up the stairs, I'm going to kind of start drinking it and just kind of stumble up the stairs
Of
and get
course.
up to a room where I can kind of see over top of everybody.
Yeah, maybe pour some down your back to.
Yeah. Something along those lines, you know. And then I'm just gonna I want to start taking pop shots back at them.
Yeah.
From the second floor.
And they're dumb. So I don't think. Well, just in case, because dice can be dice. Go ahead and give me a stealth.
Stealth, okay. That is a 33 out of 20.
So you're
Can I
not particularly stealthy, but they don't notice anything.
Okay, I was gonna say if anything I can do, use a major, minor boon or whatever, and then use 3 luck points.
No,
But
no, you've effectively got bonuses to the threshold because they're literally standing in gun smoke and roaring rifle fire, and they cannot see you, so they can't really see or hear you. There's just a chance you would roll really poorly and like fall out the window or something. But yeah, so you can see them, and they're just yelling and hooting and obviously having a fantastic time, particularly the one with the two trigger finger. So that's one, and then your second round is, I assume, going to be to try to take a surprise shot.
Yes, I want to take a surprise shot at the one that is being super trigger happy.
Yep.
Maybe just kind of steady my aim and
Yep.
purposely aim to try to take him down in one shot.
Yep. Give you a +10 on the threshold. No, sorry, +20. One for having the time to aim because they're distracted, and 2 for higher ground.
So that puts me at 80 for firing rifle, and I got a 35.
Cool. Hard success.
What it would be to make that a extreme or extreme success or whatever? Would it be 25?
Like 15 or something like that. 12.5 or something.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll just take the hard success then.
Cool. And you were shooting with the Winchester 73?
Yes.
Cool. So you definitely have range. So that's 2d6 plus 1. I'll give you a +2 bonus on the damage. Again, not the way it actually works.
2d6 plus 1 plus 2?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
2d6 plus 3.
All right, so that's a 1, and that's a 6.
So 10.
Yep. So
10
damage.
Total damage is a lot. It is like sucking chest wound. He is spun around. He is not out, but it's another situation where that is a potentially mortal wound.
Okay. So I'm going to fire the one shot, and then I'm going to move windows. Just kind of not shoot from the same spot style.
Well, so you fired. I'm going to give them a chance to try to fire back in your direction. They're going to be at significant penalties, particularly the one that you just shot, but anything's possible. Not with a 64. This guy's at worse penalties. A 67. Yeah, so their shots go wild. Cool. Okay. So they have now, Jack and Jane, they have now directed their weapons up at the second floor. And as Ron kind of dives around to get out of the immediate line of fire, what do you two do?
Once we've got that little bit of cover, Jack lines up the rifle and takes a shot.
Cool. Do it. The one that's already wounded or the other guy?
The other guy.
Cool.
And I have an exceptional success. I have a 5 out of 25.
Ooh. So you just stride forward. You want to give them both barrels?
Sure.
Do it.
What is damage on a just regular rifle like that?
No, that's right. So you're not using your shotgun. So we'll call it 46 plus 2.
4d6.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, it could be 6, but it could also be.
Yeah. So
26.
2 rolls were a little low, but it still ends up being 14.
Oh yeah, that's more than enough. You just pow, pow, and that guy stumbles forward, begins to turn. The second one catches him. He spins almost 360 and then just collapses in the dust, breathes twice, and then death rattle. The one that Ron wounded is just realizing that he is in a bad spot. But before he can do anything, Jane has a chance to do something. And with your freshly loaded little clover.
Yep. I'm just making sure no one's coming up behind us, and then I'll pop a shot at the guy that's left.
Yeah. And you'll have to get pretty close.
I don't know what it is about these firing rules, but I got 008.
Oh, wow.
Something about the
Jane's a sharpshooter.
I know.
2d10 plus
I
4.
needed this for my other character, Dakota.
I know.
2d10 plus 4. 2. So that's not as good. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Yeah. He's super duper dead. Unlike the last one, this one you just shoot him in the face twice. And just like kill him on the first one, and the second one is overkill.
And Jane in her head is like, "Oh my god, I'm such a good shot."
I'm gonna pick up a new profession, just
better,
killing
yeah.
people for money.
After everything kind of settles down, Ron's gonna kind of peek out and see who's out there still.
Yeah, you see you pop your head out just to see Jane still standing, little pistol, smoking,
Jack
with
bleeding.
the point. Yeah, Jack bleeding with a point blank fire on the ringleader guy, or the other ringleader guy. So it appears currently that that there are no armed combatants.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thanks for the help, Ron.
Yeah, for sure. You're gonna kind of see like a faint, like glimmer of the bottle of him just like chugging more whiskey, and just kind of, okay. I guess it's time to go downstairs.
Jack collects his pistol off of whichever corpse was carrying it.
Yep, I'll give you a couple of rounds before anything happens to re-equip yourselves with your
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
with your
just
stuff.
roll a couple ones.
Yeah.
Grab a bottle.
Yeah, so currently there are 3 people on 1 horse. Now that the various gunfire has stopped, Ron's horse is no longer trying to yank itself free.
Okay.
Jack and Jane's horses took off.
I would probably walk over to Jane, and if she's just trying to look for a bottle, just kind of set it down in front of her and just kind of like walk out and look to see if my horse got hit at all with any of the fire.
No.
Any of the stray bullets or anything.
No.
Yeah, we're gonna need your help getting our horses back.
I don't know what you guys are doing, but it looks like you guys got in some trouble, and I'm trying to get the out of here.
That's what we
Yeah,
were trying to do.
classic case of misidentification. These guys said we were looking for their friend, and we're very upset about it, and we have no idea who they're talking about.
Oh, that might be arson then. Apparently there was some type of bounty out for someone, and I told him it would probably be easier to kill them than bring him in alive. So arson's
This is your fault.
not my fault. Arson's fault.
Is that the whole reason he dragged us out to that place?
Probably. I don't know.
So we went into the middle of the woods and nearly got killed. I've been stabbed because we wanted to go hunt a bounty.
Why don't we go hunt
We
arson
weren't
then?
even in on it. I want out of this town.
Yeah, I just want a horse and I'm out of here.
I mean,
How did it go? How did the is the sheriff up there looking at it?
I would prefer not to talk about it. Let's just leave this town behind us. How about that? You don't
Okay.
really want to know what happened up there. You really don't.
Does the sheriff blame us?
Let's just say there is no sheriff anymore, or priest, or church,
Let's leave.
or the
Yeah,
top
we
of
need
that
to
hill.
leave then.
Yep, nope, got it. Let's go.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
out of here.
About that time, the singing begins. Arson and Anna, will say that you roll into town at about that time. And, yeah, you see dead bodies in the street. You see the facade of the Cedar Lodge has been shot up.
Do we see him roll in?
I think you guys are inside
Okay.
having this conversation.
Oh, I would have been by my horse trying to get it ready to go.
Oh, okay. Then
Yeah.
yes.
I'm gonna spin around.
There's that son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna instantly spin around and look at Arson with my rifle trained on him, because at this point it feels like it's his fault.
Perfect. Definitely fight each other.
What are you doing? Why are you holding a gun to us?
Anna, please get off the horse and come over to us.
Yeah, I'm following his lead. I also got my gun pointed at Arson. This guy almost got us killed.
And he almost saved me, so... Well, not almost, he did.
I mean, I had. What are you talking about?
He dragged us up that damn mountain into the wilderness to go collect a bounty. So we were over there under false pretenses, almost died, and then we come back to town, get kidnapped by a bunch of guys that are mad at him for looking for their friend, and almost died.
I dragged you up there
Oh, man.
for a fishing trip.
Oh, so there was no bounty?
Hunting trip. No, there was a bounty. That's a side benefit.
The
You always
singing
got to
is
be
getting
looking out for the
louder.
opportunities.
Jack, are you bleeding? Can I? I'll get
I
off
mean,
the horse
if you're
and go-
offering to help, that would be nice.
yeah,
As
can I
he's
real quickly.
Jack's
go
not even
look
raising
at-
his gun; he's just like holding his side while this argument's going on.
Yeah. Arson
Can you
moves a
guys
little bit, so it's
argue about
easier.
this at a different time, and I'll go help.
You'll hop off and give some first aid.
Yeah.
What is that noise?
It's, it,
well,
That is
sounds,
why we need to get out of here soon.
it sounds like the world's creepiest children's choir.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what happened at the church. This is all Arson's fault.
I
Now,
still don't know what happened at the
now,
church.
now that
he woke it.
now that
Yeah.
all of your assailants are dead, and dead, the exterior splits and sloughs off. In death, the bodies elongate, putting pressure on the human skin.
Mhm.
And these badly mangled creatures are now lying in kind of pools of sloughed off humanity. They are familiar to Arson and Anna.
Not again.
What do you mean again?
I think we
Well-
may have found our white bear. Or bears. Quotations.
Hey, can we lose them now?
Go ahead and give me that roll, Anna, on
Okay.
first aid.
Ooh, a 21 out of 70.
Oh, very good. That's a hard success. So yeah, you're like, gross. Pull away the filthy shirt that Jack has stuffed into the hole. And quick douse it out with something and
A bottle of alcohol.
put a proper pack on it, cinch it up
She'll
real
take
tight.
a sip before she uses it
Right.
for like.
Cinch it up real tight, which is enough to slow the bleeding at least. It's gonna need stitches, but that's not the kind of thing you can do with a few minutes of first aid or a few moments of first aid. That would be a medicine check. If you can get to a safe location.
So just go ahead and reload my gun.
We need help getting our horses. They got scared away by Arson's friends.
They are not my friends.
Or they weren't our friends.
You are no longer alone on the street.
I don't think anyone here is our friend.
Alone on the street like the things, or alone on the street like the townspeople?
Townspeople.
Oh no.
They're singing at you.
Oh dear.
Now,
Oh, good.
there are a number, like, you can hear in some of the buildings near you,
Mhm.
like furniture being moved. And you can see, like, just in the coverings over the windows, it looks like people inside are pushing furniture up against,
Barricading.
to barricade themselves in. Some, however, have exited their homes and are moving in your direction, singing. A few of them twitch in unusual ways. You can see like an arm pop and maybe elongate, like a woman in a lovely kind of bonnet. Something's going on underneath the bonnet that is unappealing.
Mhm.
Like
we
the
have
shape of
two
her head is
horses
somewhat changing. You can see
and
the
5 people.
the flesh of her face be pulled taut, or actually be pulled upward taut as the general shape of her head changes.
I'm gonna look at Arson and see if anything of like him changing.
No.
Yeah, clearly. So I'm just gonna be like, maybe we're wrong about this one, Jane.
And it got all the teeth out, so Arson is not currently becoming one of them.
Ooh.
And so I'm gonna spin and just shoot at the lead townsperson.
Sure. So
How
we don't.
many are there?
Oh,
doesn't matter.
dozens. So that we don't get into like okay, well,
Mhm.
tracking. So I'm gonna say, are you standing your ground, allowing yourselves to be surrounded?
I would probably take the first shot and then judge it from there. So if
Yeah.
one shot can take them down, then I would probably stand my ground. But if one shot and they just kind of shoulder it and just kind of keep walking, I would probably go, yeah, it's time to go. Let's go,
Okay.
guys.
Well, let's see what happens. Just be aware that every round that you stay here, you're
Mhm.
effectively getting closer to making a decision to this being your stand your ground.
Anna wants to get back on the horse. With
There is,
Arson.
yes, you now have 2 horses.
Of course, it's 5 people.
So fire rifle, right?
Yeah.
All right, I got an 87 out of 60.
All right. It slams into the ground next to someone that you don't know. Maybe like a miner or something. Actually, a fair number of the people that are kind of moving en masse to surround you look like miners. Miners,
Miners, as in, like,
wives.
children?
No,
Okay.
M-I-N-E-R.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Some of them are carrying. The good news is many of them are not carrying firearms. Many of them are carrying shovels and pickaxes.
I am going to undo my horse, and I'm gonna probably grab. I don't know. I would probably grab Anna or Jack and probably throw them on the back. Since Anna's
Yeah, it is.
the doctor or Jack is the injured one. Go ahead and roll. I'll say evens or Jack, and then odds is Anna. Okay, I got an even, so I'll probably grab Jack and throw him on the back of my horse, and then try to get out of there.
Okay. So you're just going to leave the rest to their fate?
Yeah, I mean, I can only put one extra person. I mean,
Well, the question is everyone trying to beat a retreat or find a more defensible position, or are you splitting the party again?
I mean, I want to run, but I don't have a horse anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
Arson
wanna
has a
leave
horse.
Jade.
Yeah,
I
two
don't think I
horses,
ever
5
got off of
people
the
is a
horse.
problem.
No, you're still
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah. So, and
who-
then did Anna come in on a horse too?
Anna
So
came
then
on riding
Good.
behind Arson and hopped
Yeah.
off to help Jack.
Oh wait, so she has her own horse?
No.
Mhm.
No, I was on
Oh,
Arson's
Okay,
horse.
yeah, that's what I was
Oh.
understanding. Yeah.
I mean, could I fit 3 people on that horse?
In theory.
Arson probably would have an easier time because with 2 smaller females,
Yeah.
Yeah.
probably easier than.
I mean, you're not going to
guys
go
would
super
really
fast
go
or a very
together.
long distance, but it's not like.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need to outrun like shambling townspeople.
Yeah.
I am
You know, right
running
now,
towards
And find
Arson's
another horse or
as
3.
well.
Anna will help Jade up as well. Or
Yeah.
do her best.
Sure. It takes a moment. It's
Yeah.
it's long enough for several of them to just the exterior shell just splits open. And with a shake, these 7-foot tall beastly creatures, now giving full throat to this sing-songy lullaby, begin loping toward you.
Yeah, that's pretty creepy.
You hear similar noises, some of which you can see, some of which are on side streets that you can't hear. But it's enough to realize that pretty much anywhere you go, you're going to run into some of them. And when you are out in the Arson would almost certainly realize this. Being out in the open is a recipe for being surrounded.
So when you say that, like, okay, Arson. The first thing Arson is going to do is reload his shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's like making his way over, if the others had wanted to like stay here, I think Arson was just gonna like take his horse and book it. But it looks like the others are like trying to make plans to get out of here, so he's gonna kind of like move his horse over and hold an arm down for somebody to scramble up onto the horse.
Yep.
Okay, we got to get out of here now. And he is like scanning and looking around at and like keeping an eye on like whichever of the people are closest. I would say he probably has like the rifle or the shotgun like holstered now, and he has his pistol out,
Yeah.
and so that he can like freehand it and like look around. And we got to get out of here now.
Yes. The ones that have transformed fully are very athletically, like leaping up to roofs and overhangs, and some of them are racing from rooftop to rooftop to encircle you. What do you do?
I'm gonna take a pot shot at whatever one is nearest to try and like intimidate them or scare them off.
Sure.
So
That's gonna work. But
that is an 81. I'm gonna spend
Could be an 18, yeah.
yeah, I'll use one of those major boons and swap that around for an 18,
Okay,
which is a hard success.
cool. Will you type that in?
Is it
Exclamation
Yeah.
use major boon or SJ can. Cool. So yes, you get a lovely hard success. Go ahead and roll it up.
whoop-a-doop-a-doo? That is 1d10
Peacemaker.
plus 2. That is 8 damage.
Beautiful. We'll make it 10 because of the hard success, which is enough to wing it. You're shooting one of the ones that was on the roof, and it stumbles and falls, and then it gets itself back up and begins loping in your direction. I assume that you're all moving at this point.
mm-hmm.
So we have a kind of a crane shot of everyone kind of taking pot shots as they go, heading in one direction, then seeing a group of people, and then heading in another direction, trying to, both keep your eyes on the road level, but also on the roofs. There are a couple of situations where you get close to a building and a creature leaps over like it's coming down on you, but someone catches it with a bullet, and it
Probably me. I'm surprisingly good at
right.
this.
And it overshoots. Where are you trying to go?
Out of town.
Out of town, probably towards a major city. So like maybe, so you said we're
Denver.
Yeah, like Denver.
Days and
probably-
like weeks away.
That's fine, but at least it's towards Denver. It might be a few weeks, but at least it's somewhere more populated.
Okay. So you're going to try to fight your way through the creatures.
hmm
Okay.
I'm gonna probably give my Winchester to Jack. Do you have any weapons, Jack?
Jack's got a Colt pistol, and then he's got a Winchester rifle that he took off one of the people who
Okay.
had, captured him and Jane.
All right.
All right.
Well, let's see how this goes. To point out, you will almost certainly be. You are not in a defensible position.
So I have a crazy idea, kind
I don't
of.
think there
maybe.
were defensible positions.
Oh, there's plenty of them around. It's just that being in the
Alright.
middle of the street is not going to be a defensible position.
I mean, we could have got to the cellar of the tavern. I mean, barricade with some of the townspeople. I mean,
If they didn't already barricade us out.
that's true, but at least there
Yeah,
is
I
a
think
barricadable place. I mean,
many of the homes and businesses are barricaded. We'll say Ernie has definitely locked himself in his root cellar.
What about a town hall or something?
Well, the church is quite nearby in the center of town.
last time we were in a church, I'm good. Nah, I'm sorry.
Well, it's either this church or the destroyed church. Pick one.
There's the general store, the jail, although that's a little bit cramped, and as far as you know, the door is probably still locked.
Is there a place that sells guns and ammo?
Yeah,
Would
probably
my contact's office be like fortified? Or
It
not
wouldn't-
fortified, but like defensible?
It wouldn't be fortified, but it would be if he's there, one, not locked, and two, more defensible.
Yeah. Arson is gonna look around just as we're like doing this kind of Benny Hill yakety sax thing with the getting chased around the street. He's going to take a moment and look around everybody and like, okay, yes, there was a bounty. It was they wanted this guy. That's how I got the horse. Anyway, he probably has guns. He's my contact for the detective agency. His office is a couple streets over that way. Let's go.
Sounds good.
Cool.
I'm not really time to argue. So,
And also, I mean, it is, although they are harrying you, it is quite obvious that they are hurting you. They're attempting to
More or less blocking off certain streets to try to make us go down this street
and
trying to lead us.
back you into a corner. They want to surround you, basically. There's some level of intelligence that prevents them from just attacking you one by one for hours. They have at least enough animal cunning to realize that their strength is in numbers.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and follow Horse, and then
Cool. So you wheel down a side road as you can see the creatures leaping from rooftop to rooftop above you. You make your way to your contact, Jonas Pierce's office. What do you do with the horses?
Leave them out. Oh, no, we need them. How big is the door?
Door sized. You're not going to be able to fit yourselves and 2 horses in his office.
Darn.
The question
I
is
guess
whether the creatures are going to do something to the horses or not if you leave them outside. Because you can tie them up.
I
Yeah.
don't know that they're gonna kill the horses.
Don't know. You
What's
haven't
going
seen
through
them.
my
You
head is
haven't
that,
seen them
like-
attack. Well, you saw them injure your horse superficially as they were trying to leap at you guys, but you haven't seen them target horses.
Yeah.
The horses also aren't going to do us any good if we don't survive.
True.
What I'm thinking
Oh,
is like just toss the like not really tie them up, but just kind of like toss the reins over like a hook on the like see if there's like a spot where we can just like quickly do like a very, very loose
A hitch and
just-
post. Yeah.
hitch and post and not tie them up securely, but enough so that like they probably won't walk away.
Yeah.
Because if we survive, we're going to need horses.
Yeah.
And if we just let them go completely, then that'll be a problem. But we don't want to spend much time doing it. That's where my thoughts are.
Yep.
I would say my horse has been with me since like very young, so I probably would try to get it out of the situation. So I probably wouldn't ring it up. I would probably jump off and then like smack it on the butt to try to make it run, and I'll
Yeah.
find it later.
Yeah. And it'll come when you whistle for it and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah. And it is, to your point, very well trained. And as it goes barreling through the crowd of people, I mean, a few of them take kind of desultory swipes at it, but it doesn't appear that it is the
They
focus of
care
their attention.
about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully, Little Bit is good.
Yes.
That's the horse's name, Little Bit.
So you bust into Pierce's office, and then I'm assuming immediately begin, slamming furniture up against the door. Great. Well, so Pierce is in there. He is seated in his chair. His back is turned to you.
Pistol.
Okay, Jonas, where are your guns? And I'm saying this as I'm like pushing a big wardrobe, like towards one of the windows. We have a real bad situation here. You are in trouble for not telling us that any of this was going on. And are you gonna say anything, or are you just gonna sit there? Help us.
He just sits there.
Arson, your friend is not giving me the best vibes right now. As Jack is also like
Failed the
helping
vibe check.
grab like whatever loose furniture is around to just like shove it against the door.
Yeah.
I am keeping my pistol fixed on this guy.
Me too.
Is he singing? He's not singing, is he?
No.
Okay.
I'm losing my patience, and I roughly like run over. I imagine he's in like a swiveling chair
Yeah.
kind of deal, and I like grab it and like turn it around, and I'm like ready to
Yeah.
be like screaming at him.
As you spin him around, the head lolls, the gaping wound across the throat revealed.
Well.
Oof.
That's probably why you didn't get a good vibe from him, Jack, because there is no vibe.
Yeah, that checks out.
Is the thing that did that still in here?
No, not that you can see.
Okay. Thank God.
Is it glowing?
Okay, I'm gonna start looking for stuff.
No,
I'm
it
gonna
looks like
rifle through
a
it.
no roll needed, Anna. It was done with a very sharp knife.
Hmm.
I am looking through his stuff.
Ah. You look through his stuff and it's it's a bunch of boring nonsense and rail car manifests and various different random stuff. You do, however, get a look at he does have a full file on one Silas Marks. This is something that Arson got a glimpse at and a little bit of information from, but didn't peruse the entire file.
I don't know who that is, so I just throw the file on the desk and keep looking through stuff.
Okay. It probably catches Arson's eye.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm like checking the like the back door to. I mean, he probably has like some like a back room with a bed and like his quarters or something. So I was like checking there if there's anything that needs to be barricaded in there, and I turn around and I see the file kind of going wild, and I notice that it's like larger than like it's a lot more information than I have on my sheet.
Yes.
Is there anything in particular that stands out to me, or do I just notice that like, oh, that's the file on Silas?
So there are a few. I suppose they would be daguerreotypes at this point. I think what probably catches your eye is there are reports of strange masses of tissue that didn't appear to belong to the victims. Hair, mostly. Pale, matted hair near the victims. The third victim that he is believed to have claimed was, they found his skin. They didn't technically find a body. So the fact that that the belief on the part of the authorities in Denver is that Silas Marks skinned the man and then did something unspeakable with the rest of the body because all they found was skin and hair. The other victims were just savagely ripped apart, very similar to what happened to Ezekiel, with organs missing.
Okay. Well, this infuriates me that there was information that was really weird that had been kept back from me. I don't have time to read it carefully. Probably just like imagine it was like a couple like pictures of like a crime scene and some notes, and I get enough to get like a skim, and I just kind of like grab as much as I can and shove it into like I probably had like a hip satchel or something for like my hunting supplies and stuff. So I just kind of shove it in there and look around at the rest to see what everybody else is doing.
What is everyone doing?
Jack is still grabbing anything he can to barricade the door with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
Same.
searching through stuff, looking for weapons, ammo, anything useful.
You do find a .45 revolver in one of the drawers.
Ooh.
A lot more stopping power than my.
So yeah.
Somewhere else.
We'll say it's actually we'll see. Yeah, it's another peacemaker since we already have the stats for that pulled. It's a 6-shooter. Cool. Yes. But he doesn't have an up. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
It's loaded and there are spare rounds. It doesn't appear. There's a lot of hustle and bustle and chaos as you look to fortify the position, and kind of it's one of those moments where everyone kind of just like happens to get quiet at the same moment. You don't hear any pounding, like on the door. You do hear the singing, and you do hear briefly some scrabbling on the roof of this low building. But you don't hear, like, it doesn't appear they're trying to rip their way in.
Is any of it coming from below us?
Why don't you spot hidden for me?
May all do a spot hidden?
Sure.
Oh, that's a fail. That's a 70.
Oh, you know what? Sorry. Listen.
Oh.
My listen is not as good.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, my listen is the same. Just kidding. Okay, I got a 34 out of
I got
50.
a 48 out of 60, so
Okay.
success.
Fail.
I got a 90 out of 20. Can I use a major boon and flip that to a 9?
Sure.
And I
Is
got
that okay
a 3.
with everybody?
I mean, we have enough people that probably
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Too
success
late.
Okay.
All right.
Use them all up. It's fine. They're a renewable resource. You just have to beg chat. Yes. So
Go ahead and use it for me, SJ.
many, but not all of you, in that moment listen, and you do not hear singing from below you, but you hear and feel through your boots and various footwear a rumbling in the ground. And the singing changes tempo, becomes more urgent, slightly staccato, building to a crescendo.
The same thing happened back at the church before the arm came out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Real bad.
What do you mean bad? What's going on?
No, I
Real
still
bad.
have no idea what. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're these creepy arm things, and they killed the sheriff and the priest, and they destroyed the church. And this is kind of like the same thing. So you should be caught up now.
I don't feel caught up.
Well, I don't.
It's a good
We're
thing.
not safe at this moment. We're here, really.
No,
Wait,
we're
you
definitely
mean-
not safe, Anna. We just barricaded ourselves in here. We can't leave.
They
Well,
broke
that's
a
the thing, we have
full church building. What makes you think this office is safe?
That's my point.
Wait, you're saying that thing from the church?
Yeah, it sounds the singing. They're doing the same thing.
And the rumbling in the ground.
It's tremors. We need to get on a rock.
Arson starts pulling at one of the like, okay, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. And he just starts like pulling at the barricade and that we had just put up.
You're the one that let us come in here.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop you and be like, honestly, at this point, it doesn't really matter if we leave, we die. If we stay, we die. It's might as well stay and try to fight.
I pull out my pistol. No, I am not dying in this room. Get away from me. Help me pull down this barricade. I'm getting out. I'm getting on that horse and I'm running.
I'm gonna just take a step back and just let him do it.
There's
I'm not
a-
even gonna
Anyone know how to make a Molotov?
There's a rumble and lurch
try. That failed.
underneath you. Not directly underneath you, but you can feel it through your boots. The singing kind of becomes a sigh. And something smacks into the window next to the front door. Not hard. Just a slap.
I'm gonna go kind of like lean a little ways because I figured I'll be right behind Arson, which is at the front door. Just kind of lean and kind of look out the window to see what's out there.
Get into a corner.
I say Jack gets away from the window, but he pulls out his pistol.
Yes. You see Reverend Tilton
Oh,
slapping his hand against the window.
that's awkward. He's
His-
supposed to be dead.
His head is at a somewhat painful looking angle.
Yeah.
But he's
Not
looking in the
realistic.
window and smacking it.
Hey, there's the reverend that died at the church.
I think Anna and Ron can see that. Give me a sanity check.
Yeah.
No. Ooh. 19.
17.
Cool. Lose one.
Okay.
It's not the weirdest thing we've seen all
Yeah.
day, but it's definitely weird.
But
Jack
it's
and I just saw that stuff for the first time when the dude's entrails were coming
Mhm.
out of his skin. Oh,
And all the
Oh
wolf
yeah, you
looking
guys should
things.
probably roll too. I forget that
Yeah.
that was all
Yeah,
new
probably.
that
to
was
you.
our very first.
Yeah.
Don't
So we
say, I
get
never
first-
saw the wolves either.
Splitting the
Okay.
party because I can't remember who saw
Yeah.
what.
Yeah, and Jack fails that sanity.
I also failed it.
Okay,
Yeah, I failed it.
D6s,
I
please.
failed it by 1.
Doesn't matter. D6s, please.
All right, Jack loses 6.
Excellent.
I mean, he's still got more than Anna, Ron, and Arson,
Yeah, but it's also
but
more
it's,
than
it's big.
it's
Yeah.
also more than 5.
It is.
At a single. So it's gonna be fine, Jack.
Nothing feels fine. Jack
The
is
is reference
ready to take himself out at this point.
They told you that the Reverend was killed. Clearly, they're mistaken. This whole thing has to be a big misunderstanding. What you choose to do with that belief or delusion, because it's easier to believe that it's all going to be okay than it's not. So in that moment, you're like, I think we can probably just talk this out. It's fine. See, the Reverend's here. He's a man of God. Even if that's not your belief, he clearly is. Maybe he's taking care of them. Maybe this is all who knows what. But you are convinced that it'll all be okay if you just talk it out.
If the Reverend's out there, clearly those other crazy townspeople are gone, so we should be okay.
What do you do? Are you trying to like help Arson at this point?
Oh yeah. Jack.
I'm
Jack
gonna
starts helping Arson pull stuff down.
I'm gonna slap Jack. Just kind of like quit it. Like get yourself together.
Roll fighting.
Is Arson still trying to pull down the barricade?
That's what I
Even
heard.
That is a 60 out of 45. So
Okay.
it's a fail.
So it's a little bit of a slap fight. I mean, maybe you make contact or like bump him against the shoulder, but it's not
Okay.
nothing more than annoying. Cool. So Jack and Arson unbar the door.
Yep.
Oh goodness.
What happens now?
I fire a round from my pistol at the Reverend.
Okay.
What
So,
are you
like,
doing?
I wrench the last like bookshelf out of the way, and I open the door, and I just kind of lean out and just like right up in his face.
Is
Okay.
Jack trying to stop him?
Jack is just super confused right now. He's like, "What are you doing?"
This man is dead, and I say as I pull the trigger.
Cool.
I mean, he's gonna be.
Yeah, if he wasn't dead, he's about a second here.
It's a regular success.
Cool. Roll it up.
7 damage.
Cool. The Reverend flies back and up into the air and then hangs there.
That's
In
not
midair.
supposed to happen.
Reverend, I don't think you're supposed to be flying.
And
Is the horse still there?
in his croaking voice, "Children, there's nothing to be alarmed at. His promises are coming true for the faithful. Come, enjoy his blessings.
I'm gonna need to
Nothing will
hear
harm
those
you.
promises. What are those promises?
Eternal life in servitude to him.
You had me at eternal
The
life,
li-
and you
the-
lost me at servitude.
The rapture of basking in his glory for all eternity. And then he begins to quote, none of you are super church going, but it's scripture like in its construction, but probably Anna has had the most formal education. And you recognize that this is, if it is biblical, it is apocryphal. It is not any of the Psalms or anything that you recognize, but it's familiar in its construction. For whosoever believes in him shall have eternal life. But there's a lot of stuff about basking in the glow of his glory, being transformed, shucking their wickedness.
I guess I will ask, and who exactly is he? I feel like you were talking about a different he before you died. So
Are you moving to the point where you can see better? Because right now,
yeah,
I think
I'll like peek around Arson, but not go out in the open.
Well, so now you understand why he's floating in the air. So latched onto his back, forming a kind of eel-like protrusion, is just a mass of arms and hands that are holding him maybe 10 feet in the air and then snaking a bit and disappearing into a hole in the ground in the middle of the street.
Oh, so it tunnels. That's great.
Can we do that whole loyal follower whatever without the whole transforming thing? I can compromise to that.
Come out.
That wasn't a yes.
Bask in his glory.
Arson, I'm really feeling your get the hell out of here plan.
Yep, we gotta get out of here.
How?
I just walked towards the horse.
The one horse.
The one horse.
Okay, so you're going to attempt to take the horse. I think, just like a striking snake, this appendage will launch the form of the preacher between you and the horse. And and you can see now, like, a lot of his body movements are actually these hands kind of manipulating the body like a marionette. There's still some sort of animating force in the body of Reverend Tilton, but like the gross body movements seem to be manipulated by these hands that are holding him aloft. They force one of his hands out. Wait, he comes. One of the creatures leaps from rooftop to rooftop and then down into the middle of the street, probably 15 feet from you. And then with its snarling, gaping maw full of needle-like teeth and its broken, jagged fingernails reaches up and grabs a hold of the flesh of its head and begins pulling and rips it off. Go ahead and give me a sanity check. Because this is super gross.
Yeah.
Is it just everybody? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's everyone.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. I actually made that one.
Yeah,
I
succeeded
don't feel
that
like
one.
I should have.
That is a
I got a
9.
19.
Okay.
I did not. I got a 82.
Okay. D6, please.
I got an 86, so also
D6.
D6.
Yeah. If you make it, take 1.
Ooh,
4.
3.
Okay. Not great, but not enough to make you go temporarily insane. The face underneath is familiar to Arson. From the bounty papers.
I guess it would be familiar to me too then, right?
Oh yeah, because he showed it to you.
Because he showed it.
This is one Silas Marks.
I'm gonna look at Arson and be like, see, I told you, easier to kill than try to bring home alive.
Is he?
He steps out of the shucked off mass of fur and flesh. And steps forward. And just says very casually to Arson, I understand you were looking for me. Looks like you found me.
Mm-hmm. And I don't say a word, and I raise my pistol and shoot him in the head. Or I try to.
Okay.
On that cue, I'd probably do the exact same thing. Kind of wait for Arson, and then as soon as he shoots, I would probably raise and do the same thing.
We weren't looking for you. We were just trying to leave.
All right. Let's see if you're able to connect.
That is a 16, which is a hard success.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I got a 3 out of 60.
Ooh, okay. So, as you pull your guns up faster than you can imagine, the body of the Reverend just topples out of the. I mean, it was kind of right there, interposing itself, Arson, next to you, but it just kind of goes limp and knocks you a bit, and so your shot goes wild because that was a 13 on the dodge. As the massive hands wrap themselves around Mr. Marks. However, Ron is a crack shot. So you hit. Go ahead and make a damage roll.
That is 4 and 3. So 7, 8.
Okay. This thing has taken a lot of damage, but it can take a lot of damage. You blast into him, and it's almost like, again, faster than you can imagine, just more and more layers of these strangely elastic arms and hands, longer than they ought to be, just kind of swirl around him. And you wind up hitting that external shell. It does pull, however, some of the extra mass away. And by the way, this creature is, it seems more lively than it did back at the church. Everyone give me spot hidden in that moment.
22 out of 60.
All right. Hard success. Ooh, excellent.
9 out of 25. Or 19 out of 25, my bad.
Okay.
Simple success.
Okay. So it sounds like everyone sees, unless Jane failed.
23 out of 50.
Okay, cool. Yes. So several hard successes and some regular successes. There is a glow kind of in the trunk of this thing, but very near the ground, is a very familiar blue glow. And those of you who got a hard success, as bits and pieces of this creature rearrange themselves to protect Silas Marks, you can see just a bare glimpse of this fist-sized ovoid being clutched in the heart of this tentacle of arms and hands. And even there's a ripple of that blue light that moves along its body and seems to invigorate its form.
My rock.
Hey, isn't that what we pulled out of the well?
I'm just saying, for cinematic effect, a few more shots are fired and this thing is just moving his body. And as soon as you go to reload, the hands kind of peel back from him. Now, is that any way to treat your host?
You've been a pretty bad host, so yeah.
You haven't been harmed. Too much.
There you go.
Jack literally got stabbed.
Yeah, I think in like a moment of clarity when it says that we haven't been harmed much, Jack takes aim at the stone in the trunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is going to be very difficult. Because it is a moving target and it is a called shot. So I'm going to say that is a plus. How mean should I be?
You mean a minus, not a plus?
Yeah,
Minus
right,
30?
right. Yeah, I'm thinking it's minus 30.
Okay.
Let's go, Jack. Let's go.
You got it.
Pipe, 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 pipe.
I mean, because I love the cinematic appeal of it, I'm going to use a major boon to spin that around to a 15, and then I'll use 5 points of luck, so then I hit that 10 out of 10.
Ooh,
Nice.
beautiful. So just enough, right?
Yeah, just enough, and that's including the penalty. So normally it's a 40,
Yeah.
I drop it to a 10. So yeah, 10 out of 10.
Beautiful. Well, use that boon. Mark down the
I
lock.
did.
Okay, cool. So yes, you are able to, well, roll damage.
Seven points.
All right. There is a ringing sound, and the jubilant, lullaby-like singing becomes screeching and discordant. Like you, content warning, like you took a children's choir and set them all on fire at once. It's very, very ear and mind breaking. There is a psychic pressure wave as a result. I would like everyone to give me a sanity check, please.
Hard success.
Oh, good.
I barely made it.
You succeed, take
hard.
one.
1 out of 63.
What?
I think
what
that's a
makes
hard
it
success.
What makes it a fumble?
I think it's 96 or above, or 98 or above.
Yeah, there's something I don't. So it's like if your
Real
score is
high.
below 50,
If your
It's
score's below
96
50,
or something.
96, and if it's above 50, it's 99 or 100, I
yeah.
think.
But I don't know if that applies to sanity rolls.
I don't see why
Probably
not.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a 92 though.
Okay, so not a fumble, but it's
Yeah.
very, very bad.
That's why I was asking.
Cool.
I got a 22.
Cool. So if you succeeded, take one. If you failed, roll D8, please.
Ooh. Up in the stakes. That's a 4.
Yeah, see,
Oh.
that didn't hurt much either.
I am now at 44 sanity.
Out of how many?
60 is
Okay.
I think is what I started
Okay.
at.
Okay. So you're not quite at a breaking point threshold, but yeah, cool. Did anyone get 5 or more loss in this?
I think I'm the only one that
Okay.
failed.
Okay, cool.
And I got a 4.
It's not so much that you're inured, but it's just one more weird thing. And your nerves are kind of shot. So I think just numbness is helping you survive the mind-breaking awfulness of this. As the trunk of this thing opens up, kind of like the sundew plant.
Mhm.
You know how it kind of unfurls and all the little sticky pieces kind of open up and wave around in the air looking for something to grab. That's what this innumerable trunk of arms does. It opens up. There's still a core, a very sinuous core that is holding Silas Marks aloft and trying to jerk him out of the way of your shots. But many of these arms just kind of begin reaching out and trying to snatch. Who would like to not be snatched?
Like to not be
Yeah.
snapped.
I would like to not be snatched.
No,
I think
Snatchers,
dodges.
no snatching.
I think dodges all around are a good thing.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, thank God.
Oh god.
I thought my dodge was 50. It's 60. We're good.
Before
Yeah,
I get
that's a fail for Jack.
Okay.
I was gonna say, can I like purposely get snatched and just like pull out my Bowie knife? Like as I'm getting snatched?
Yeah, you don't have to dodge. You can take a different action.
So I'm gonna wait until like it like grabs me, and then I'm just gonna try to like cut into it and try to like slice it off of me with the Bowie knife.
All right, so go ahead and make a fight instead of a dodge then.
That is a 23 out of 45.
All right, so not quite a hard success, but yes, do your damage.
Well, okay, D4. I was looking at unarmed. That is a 5.
Okay. Yeah, and I will say that's enough to sever the single arm that had wrapped itself kind of around your neck and was going to start trying to pull you, just stab and yank. Jack, one of these arms swings by and grabs your left foot, yanks it out from under you, and pulls you up in the air. Additional arms grab you, and then they begin trying to pull you to the trunk and grab on, like they're trying to push you inside themselves.
That doesn't make
Everyone else
good.
dodged?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I failed.
Oh, you failed?
Yeah.
Yes. You are grabbed, and Jack is the one who shot, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I shot the stone.
But Arson was shooting at Silas Marks.
So was I.
Yes. But Ron is the one who hit Silas. So I'm going to say Arson, one of the arms grabs you and just slams you against the wall of this building. You take 1 point of damage. But the wind is knocked out of you. And it's just pushing you there. You can feel the pressure, and you can feel your ribs kind of creaking as it's just holding you very firmly against the wall.
Did it seem like when Jack hit the stone, it did damage?
Yeah.
Or did anything? Okay.
Yeah. It reacted very poorly.
Okay. I'll try to hit the. Don't worry, Jack. I got this. I'm surprisingly good at it.
All right. So you're gonna pull out your little 4-shooter.
Did I not grab the peacemaker?
Oh yeah, you did.
44.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you can use the same stats that are on Arson's for the 45.
Okay, I got a 19 out of 50. No, 19 out of 40.
Okay, so hard success. Excellent.
But did you lower it?
Oh, I should
Like, for
probably.
Jack's-
Yeah, you're right. So you're gonna want to spend a minor boon or some luck, because you're
I'll
right.
do a
It's
minor boon
so
to
your
make it-
target was 10.
Right, so I'll do a minor boon to make it 9.
Cool. Yes. So another bear
Shoot
hit.
2 and make it 0.
Go
We'll take it
ahead.
one.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your D10 plus 2.
D10. Okay, 7, 6, so 13, 15.
No, it's a D10 plus 2.
Just 1d10.
You can't have.
Oh,
You
just
can't.
1d10. Oh,
yeah.
okay. So
You
then
can't have 13
7,
on a D10 plus 2.
8, 9.
9.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled it twice. I'm so used to rolling it twice from the last times because I got critical successes on the other ones.
All right. Okay. So there's thousands of arms. Arson, take 2. I'll tell you what's happening once I roll this up. Jack is surrounded.
Yeah, I am suspended and crushed.
Jack, take 4. Anna, take 2. Jane, take 3. Ron, take 4.
Is this sanity or health?
Health.
Okay. Oh no.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend 10 luck points to shrug off 5 points of damage.
There you go. Because you're tough. So yeah, you take nothing. I mean, so what's happening is, in addition to this trunk opening up and all these flailing arms coming around just trying to beat the crap out of you, the ground underneath ripples because the majority of this creature is still underground, and arms are just shooting up out of the ground, grabbing and yanking and clawing and scratching and squeezing and twisting. And there's really no way to avoid any of it. I did roll higher dice for those that were currently in the creature's grasps. But everyone took kind of within the same range of damage. So everyone gets knocked about quite significantly as that second shot. And you can see now the ripples of bluish light running up this creature's body are becoming more rapid, but also less synchronized. I would like everyone to give me another sanity check as a much larger wave of psychic energy pulses out of this creature. Go ahead and take a -10 on the threshold.
Extreme success.
Ooh.
I rolled a 1.
Hard
Ooh.
success.
Damn,
I got a 24.
Regular success.
I got 41.
Yeah.
So everyone succeeded?
Yes.
Take 1. You guys are just inured to cosmic weirdness by this point.
I mean, it's been a weird day.
I mean, I think that the few normal townsfolk who are watching this through chinks in the wall have all lost their minds entirely, but you guys are fine.
Yeah.
I was thinking they knew about it this whole time.
Some do,
Gotcha.
but not
Well,
all.
probably like at least suspected, like,
I
there's
assume
a
the dude's
weirdness.
mom didn't know.
Probably not. Marx was only in town long enough to build a small flock. Cool. Of 30 or so. Cool. So, what's happening now?
Do I?
Jack, you're about to lose vision as these hands close around you.
Oh, I mean, it's a combination for Jack of like the hands closing around him, and at this point he's feeling, probably a couple ribs have popped and like a shoulder's dislocated.
Yeah.
He's down to 2 health.
Yeah.
So he is just close to like blacking out. I mean, if he's still got like the one arm reasonably free, he'll probably try and taking another shot at the stone, but not expecting to do much with it.
Yeah, it would be a Hail Mary, but so you're going to try with like the one eye that's free and the one arm that's kind of bound up.
Yeah.
You're trying to get an angle
Yeah,
on it. What is
whatever
everyone
he's
else
got.
doing?
I'm gonna try to get Jack out of the tentacle arm thing. So I'm gonna kind of walk over and just kind of like slice it off like I kind of did with mine.
Okay.
Do I have room? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, keep going.
Do I have room? Because I got like slammed up against the wall. I'm picturing like Arson's shotgun would be like on a sling around, like on his back. Like he probably would have like put it up in a sling, and then he was using the pistol while he was trying to like sticking his head out of the window. But like, is he in a position where he could get his shotgun like out
Sure, why
and bring
not?
it to bear?
Sure, why not?
Okay. I'm gonna also try and aim a shot at the blue stone, like the others did.
All right. As more of these hands and arms kind of slide over the several that have you to kind of reinforce and push further and further, you can hear the wall behind you creaking, and you can feel like something in your sternum pop. But we'll say, for cinematic effect, we'll say that as you were thrown against the wall, the sling that you hold your shotgun in fell to the ground, but you got the presence of mind to kind of kick it up with your leg and reach down. It's very, very painful, but you're able to get your hands on it. What are Jane and Anna doing?
I'm gonna keep shooting at that stone.
Since villain or Ron is helping Jack, can I try to help get Arson down after he shoots the stone? Obviously not while he's shooting.
Well, I would say if anyone is trying to assist anyone, let's do those rolls first, because for example, it might be easier for Jack to shoot if he wasn't being consumed.
I'll shoot the arms that are holding him on the wall.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna slice him off.
Yep. So let's do those.
So-
Let's do Anna and Ron first.
Okay. So I got a 13 out
Ooh.
of 45. But I'm gonna use 4 luck points to bring it down to a 9, which brings it under the 20% threshold for an
Beautiful.
extreme success.
Let's do double damage on that one.
4.
I assume you're using your Bowie knife.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, so that is a
D4 plus 4.
That is a 3 on the first roll and a 4 on the next roll. That's 7 plus 4.
So 11.
So 11.
Excellent. Yeah, he's Jack is not completely free, but you just hack at a number of these arms and hands, and they just begin to spray this faintly glowing blue-black ichor all over everywhere. The good news is that kind of slightly lubricates Jack, which makes it harder for the other hands to kind of scramble on your body. So you are not free, Jack. However, Ron has provided you with an assist that will make it easier for you to hit. Anna.
I got an 8 out of 40 for fire handgun.
Awesome.
I think that might be a 20.
Or I don't know if that's under the 20 or not.
Yeah.
It actually matches it.
Okay. Yeah. So that's another hard success. So double damage. Or extreme success, you know what I'm saying?
Or 19.
19 points of damage. Yeah, I'm just gonna say you time it just right, and the 5 or 6 arms that had formed the center of this like pillar that's pushing at Arson, you just blast through it. And maybe it's like a couple of shots or whatever, but you just with your anatomical knowledge, even though these things have very odd cosmic horror anatomy, you are somehow intuitively able to hit it at just the right weak point. And although they are not all destroyed, it kind of falls limp, and for a moment, Arson, the hands release you. So I will say, for those who are firing, we'll call it a minus 20 on the threshold.
I gotta roll next, sorry. Ooh, oh no, wait, 20.
Jack has a 4 out of 20.
Ooh.
I got 20 out of 20. I'm tempted to switch it around.
Do it.
But it still makes it, so.
That is a fail. That's a 90.
Do it, SJ.
Switch it around, Arson.
So Jack gets a hard success. Jane hits, yes?
Yep.
Arson, are you going to stick with the miss?
No, I'm going to stick with the miss. I don't think it makes sense. Like, it makes sense for someone in Arson's position to try and hit, but actually being able to hit is a little weird.
And you're using a shotgun. So we'll say your blast goes into the main body of this thing, but like maybe a little pellet here and there. I'm not sure if you're using slugs or pellets, but it doesn't hit the stone itself. But Jack and Jane do. So go ahead and give me damage, both of you.
2.
2?
1 plus 1.
Okay.
6 from Jack.
But you got a hard success, didn't you, Jack? Or an extraordinary success. 4 out of 20?
Oh yeah. So that'd be a second die. Hold on.
Yeah.
Make up
12.
for my...
So 18 more?
Mm-hmm.
Or how much did you do, Jane?
2.
2. So 14 more.
So 14.
Let me do math. All right.
Look, I barely hit.
We'll say Jane hits it like just a little chip out the side, and this bright beam of blue light blows out of the crack that you've made, and where it hits the writhing body of this creature, it seems like the arms just instantly multiply and get stronger. So like there's like one area that suddenly bulges with vitality. But it also throws it slightly off balance, and so the stone itself swings into a clearer shot for Jack, who is quite nearby. Like it's literally you're trying to aim around these flailing arms, and as this bigger portion, as this part of it gains mass, the entire waving tentacle leans over a bit, which gives you a clear shot to almost directly beneath you. And you fire, and it shatters. Everyone, give me a sanity check at -30.
Ow.
Okay.
Missed that
That's a
one.
fail.
Yeah, I'll probably fail this one.
Somehow Jack still got a hard success on that.
Wow. Jack's like, I don't care.
Wait, if it's -30,
Jack's like looking at death in the face right now.
I gotta fail.
I got an 82 with -30. That's like 102.
Well, but the threshold goes down.
Even with the penalty, I'm gonna spend 4 luck to bring it down to a success.
Okay. So who failed?
Me.
Ron.
Okay, 3 fails. Yeah, I'm gonna say D4 for the fails and D10 for the D4 for the succeeds and D10 for the fails. Not just because of the horror, but because this is a massive blast of
Psychic damage.
alien intelligence energy.
Yeah,
Ooh.
got a 3.
I got a 1.
Got a
Wow.
9.
Oh, cool.
I got a 5. I go temporarily insane.
So does Jane.
No.
So what? And Jane got the most. And Jane was in contact with. Yes. So Jane dissociates.
Precious.
Jane dissociates and has a bit of a vision. Arson, I think you just freeze and watch. Everyone else succeeds but takes a little bit of sanity. Cool. So
I failed. Ron failed.
oh right. But you didn't fail by 5. You didn't take 5.
No, I failed by 1.
Yeah.
I just.
Yeah. So it's specifically if you take more than 5
Okay.
sanity in one go, something super special happens. So Arson, just having hit that threshold, is kind of just gonna go, be momentarily frozen. Jane, just eyes roll back. Jane, you're floating free for a moment in darkness. And then there's a little
Am I
speck.
dead?
No, who knows? There's a little speck of light and another little speck of light, blue light. As you, and they're kind of whizzing, it's all in slow motion, but they're kind of moving by you. And you turn and can see this star, this beautiful blue star that is exploding in slow motion, sending shards of brilliance into this darkness. Soon you are surrounded in this dark space with a twinkling constellation of bright blue lights. Each one is singing a wonderful, welcoming lullaby. It is very alluring. And as one of these little specks of blue starlight comes very close to you, almost reflexively, you reach up and grab it with your hand and hold it close to your chest like a little treasure. You can feel it weakly humming to you, giving you a sense of security and promise. For those of you who did not momentarily lose your minds, the creature fully disorganizes. The arms just begin flailing wildly. We'll see if anyone gets knocked down and dies. Jack, from being flung loose from this creature, you take 1. Anna, you take 1. Arson takes 2. Ron takes 1. Jane, even though she's non-compos mentis, takes 1 additional damage. And this is it's low maximum damage because this is not like they're attacking you. It's just this flailing mess. As the arms kind of wither, and as the body of this creature both shrinks in on itself and withers, but also back into the ground, leaving 1 Silas marks. Scrabbling. He's crab crawling over to the hole, and he's like trying to dig in. No, don't leave me. We're so close.
I'm gonna run over and like drag him by the feet back to us.
Okay. Easy enough.
I was gonna say, do you want me to roll for it? I mean, I get a
He's
bonus
not.
tie on strength, so
He's not even really resisting.
okay.
Jack's just lying on the ground, groaning in pain with his eyes closed.
Yeah.
I'll go help as
Super
much
almost
as I
dead.
can.
Well, how are you going to help?
Well, can I run back into the office and see if there's like a first aid kit or something?
You have your doctor's bag.
Oh, then I'll run over. First, I guess I just want to see what's going on.
I mean, I assume you have a doctor's bag because you're trying never to leave it behind.
Yeah, I kind of forgot. Panic.
Like, is there a first aid kit? It's like, yes, you carry one with you.
Yeah, I have
So who are you going to try to treat?
Jack.
Okay, give me a first aid. The creature's head, like his clothes are almost ripped off. Like the bandage that you put around the stab wound was ripped as well, oozing thick blood.
I got a 36 out of 70.
Not quite a hard success.
Ooh, how much? It just needs to be half to be a.
Yeah.
Oh, then I'll spend 2 points to bring it down.
Cool. Or 1 to get to 35.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can math really well.
Roll a d4.
Oh, a 4.
Cool, Jack. So much of the damage that you got was just like beating and bludgeoning and twisting and pinching. That doesn't really help so much with your stab wound, but with some smelling salts and a little sip of some probably toxic herbal based remedy, that kind of wakens you back up. So yeah, recover some health.
Okay. Jack coughs a little bit and like sort of mumbles a thank you, but it's just incoherent rambling.
Right. You can hear the last kind of slithering rumbles as the creature departs back down whatever tunnel it dug to get here. You can see a number of the shaggy beast men loping away in random directions. It appears you are no longer under threat. What do you do?
Honestly, at this point, I think I would just flip the dude on his belly and then just sit on his back for right now and just take a breather.
Yeah.
Hannah is checking on everyone and their injuries. So I guess after Jack is stable, I'll go over to Jane because I think she's closest.
Yeah, Jane is eyes rolled back, smile on her face.
You okay, bud? Kind of like try to snap her out of it, shake her a little.
Little
Like,
smelling
help.
salts, yeah.
Yeah.
Jane, you will come to. You're a little disoriented, not sure. It's like awakening from a beautiful dream.
Did I?
Hey, bud.
Did I die? Am I alive?
No,
I'm good?
you're alive. Jack almost died. I think we all almost died, but you're still here. So that's a plus.
Where's the stone? I'm thinking this to myself, not. I'm just curious if there's shards around.
There is something rather sharp in the palm of your hand. Like a little shard.
Is it like hidden or is it noticeable?
I'm not gonna look at it.
Her hand's closed around it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna open it.
But yes, I mean, as you look around, there are numerous little shards all over everywhere.
We should have left that in the well. I'm starting to think.
I don't think it really mattered.
I mean, it kind of
I
did.
mean, if we would have had it with us, it wouldn't have had it, right?
Yeah, and how did it get it, Jane?
I didn't have it with me. A lot was happening. I didn't know it was a magic stone.
I
Cool.
don't know if I would call this magic, but it's something.
What is it?
Not great.
So everyone is, to varying degrees, battered and bruised, but alive. After a few moments, those of you who had momentary insanity come back to yourselves. I mean, you're going to have horrifying dreams and things like that. But at least you're able to act of your own accord. What do you do?
What do we do about Hill?
Brush yourself off.
Point to Silas.
He is struggling weakly.
There's still a bounty on him, right?
Yeah.
I'm
And you know what? Arson? Maybe it is easier to capture someone than just kill them.
Arson has been like kind of staring off into nothing, like catatonic, just standing in place. Whatever he had been holding in his hands was on the ground next to him, and he looks, and like your words kind of like shake him out, and he looks over. I'll get the rope, and he lets out a long breath.
You've even got manacles.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. He reaches into his bag and he pulls out the manacles. Looks like we are $50 richer, and I don't think I owe him $5 for the horse.
Say emphasis on that. We I better be getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to give your friend Jonas his cut anymore.
That's for sure.
He
More
he
for
already
the
got his cut.
Makes the math easier. As Armstrong is making his way over to where Silas is, every now and then his gaze keeps going back to his own hands, like there's something like really entrancing and enthralling about them. And I'm thinking that, like, as a result of his temporary insanity, I was thinking he has a mania about hands now.
Yes. You always got to see where people's hands are.
Yeah.
And like check them and make sure they're not like, you're gonna have some really weird handshakes with strangers now.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna shake hands unless I absolutely have
Right.
to.
There's some officer hand, you just like look at it really closely to make sure it's absolutely right. Love it.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at my own hands, like I don't trust my own hands as I like am making my way over to Silas to put the handcuffs on.
Yeah, he is nearly catatonic at this point. He does not put up a fight. You just hear vaguely a few words. Fountain and eternal life. But even then the mumbling kind of dies down.
At the point in time that he starts mumbling, I'm just gonna kind of like rip off a piece of my shirt or something, and just shove it in his mouth, and be like, "Just stop saying stuff."
Yeah.
Fountain, huh?
Jane, don't
No.
even think about it.
Jane can think whatever Jane wants. So,
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna step outside into the town and be like, "You're welcome."
yeah. I think a few people probably at this point, you hear furniture moving and people pop out, and a lot of people who like saw it are obviously like like there's a few people who now have white streaks in their hair. They are not doing particularly well. Yes. But so no one rushes out to thank you as the heroes. And I would say it probably occurs to you, you're not quite sure who all of the townspeople, like probably as you look around, you can see some gloppy areas where these creatures have likewise ripped off their furry exterior. And you know that they can appear as humans and move from human to beast and back and forth. So I would say even those who had some temporary insanity are a little suspicious of any townsfolk. You never quite tell what's immediately beneath their skin.
We got a bunch of white belts, huh?
There we go.
Yep.
Isn't
So
there a reward for white belts?
what do you do?
I'm gonna whistle for my horse.
Yeah.
Gotta get
Takes
him back.
a little bit.
Yeah.
So is there any immediate action, or can we do a little skip forward and then you can make decisions about what you're doing next?
Yeah.
Skip forward.
Yeah, I think we can skip.
Cool. So a few things happen. Ron goes out and whistles for his horse. It takes a couple of minutes, and the horse comes trotting back up because it's a well-trained horse. You're able to recover the others. They had just made their way back to the stables. So yes, in maybe 30 minutes, at this point, people have kind of come and they're looking around town and they're kind of in a daze, and you can almost see in the populace as people talk with each other about what they saw, a story happening. Like it must have been mind gas. Like that couldn't have been real. There was an earthquake and it released mind gas and it nearly poisoned us. Yes, that's what happened. And anyone who died or disappeared, obviously, well, there was a earthquake right there and it must have collapsed. You can see people trying to impose a sense of normal reality over what they've just witnessed. And unless you were attempting to disabuse them of their delusion and force them to face the truth in the, say, 15-20 minutes it takes for you to collect yourselves, the town as a whole has apparently decided that this was a natural disaster.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Yes. Arson, as you are gathering up things, you probably, I'm going to say you probably grabbed the full folder with everything of Celeste marks on it.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few other folders in the same drawer. You can tell that drawer, it's the only drawer in his desk that is locked ordinarily. It was clearly unlocked at the time that he was killed. But there are a few other files, and as you quickly peruse them, they seem to have similar odd characteristics. Other mysteries and disappearances that you begin to connect as perhaps a pattern.
I spit on the floor as I exit. I'm furious that he sent us on this like crazy mission and didn't give us any kind of heads up about this.
Well, maybe he didn't believe it. Anna, probably not being particularly injured yourself. I mean, once you take care of your badly bruised rib, you're probably, tending everyone, making sure that they're okay, or at least not going to take any additional. Maybe you take that time to to irrigate Jack's wound, confirm that it's not like didn't pierce his, intestines or anything like that, and then realize it's fine, and probably give him some desultory stitches. You're gonna have a wicked scar there, Jack. We probably get a scene of Jane. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go look at this, and looking down in the palm of your hand and seeing this little shard twinkling in your hand. I'm gonna keep it
And sell it. Yeah.
It's probably worth a lot, but it just feels so right to have it. I mean, it's not worth the millions of dollars that massive chunk of iridium would have been worth, but yeah, it's definitely a treasure on a couple of different levels. Do you tell anyone about it? Nick says,
No.
do not tell them. Keep it for yourself. Cool. All right. So what is your plan? How do we end this story?
We can turn him in, not in this town, right? We don't.
Yeah.
You have to turn him in, not in this town.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'll probably help Arson get him onto the back of it and just kind of go, sorry, Arson, but I'm not going to go with you. Do you have my share now?
Do I? I can probably write him a
promissory note?
Like, yeah, like a promissory note of like, okay, take this to this office in Denver, and I write down like I give it my own personal like mark, like a secret mark of like, oh yeah, this is me, you can trust me.
You're gonna have to take it to Denver where they're going to get paid. So
yeah, if you take this to any detective office of the Denver agency, they should be able to give you a payout from my account.
I'm gonna stop him in the middle of writing all of that and be like, you know what? Just come visit me at the family farm. How about that?
Okay, where is it?
I would explain where it's at, and
okay, cool. So, who all is heading to Denver with Silas Marks?
Jack goes with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as the townspeople, you know, they got some shovels. They're trying to kind of cover over this hole in the middle of their main street. They're, you know, a little wary of you guys, but it's almost like whatever rationalization has made them believe that this was all an act of God. Like they stopped being very curious about you. Ernie is out sweeping the broken glass off the front porch of the Cedar Lodge. He kind of sees but doesn't really acknowledge you as you ride past. And as you get right outside town, 4 of you ride off to the, I guess, southwest toward Denver. And Ron heads east back to the Phoenix Ranch.
What would we do with all the shards?
Just left him there.
You have the one. Well, the good news is, in the coming weeks, there's apparently a great radium find near Harlow, because a variety of very, very pure nuggets, shards almost, begin to make their way onto the market. There is even like very unusual attention from the government and wealthy industrialist buyers. Almost like someone's trying to grab as many of the shards as they possibly can. But the people of Harlow make a bunch of money selling this new find of incredibly pure radium. You make your way to Denver, right? You make your way to Denver. You turn over Silas Marks, who was summarily tried and executed. He does not speak in his own defense. There is no not guilty by reason of insanity, and he is hanged by the neck until dead in a public hanging. The people of Denver. Many of you have been to Denver before, and even though I think Anna probably has not. You're from the East Coast. This is not, you know, amazing to you. It's not cosmopolitan. It's certainly much more cosmopolitan than Harlow, but it's still a Western town at this point. But there are contexts there. There's a chance of pursuing your goal of opening up your own practice, or at least associating yourself with a practice. Arson is paid handsomely. And probably has a meeting with a gentleman that you haven't met before, but a member of the Colorado Detective Agency who debriefs you on your experience and appears to be someone who knows a bit more about this strange pattern of unusual circumstances. And without revealing too much, offers to congratulate you and your posse's ability to deal with extraordinary circumstances and to bring a tragic episode to conclusion, and hints that there are other similar jobs that they are looking for people with the right kind of fortitude to deal with, and that the pay can be quite substantial. I think Jack and Jane hear about the potential for significant profit. In fact, there are a series of disappearances here in Denver. Bodies found desiccated, strange marks, almost writing, graven on their skin. If you so choose, it's a chance to make probably something in the neighborhood of $20 each, if you can find the culprit and bring them to justice. In this case, no need to bring them back alive, just to stop the killings. And Anna's medical skills could also be useful in examining the bodies and understanding more about the cause of death. And probably at some point, Arson makes a quick jaunt over back to the Phoenix Ranch, pays Ron his money, and maybe in that conversation mentions that should Ron wish to take another step away from the family business, there might be some gainful employment in Denver and the surrounding area. Cool. So we get a nice aerial view, like a fast forward shot of lifting up off of Denver, swooping through the majestic landscape. Everything gets foggy. We see an aerial view of Harlow, and then the camera rapidly moves up the mountains, higher and higher and higher, through a pass. Everything gets dark because the mountain bluffs block so much light. There's just a thin sliver of ice blue sky. This entire narrow valley sits in darkness. It just looks cold and somewhat sinister. And then the camera is attracted to a glow. As the camera flies down in deeper into what is a crevasse, we see a pool of crystal clear mountain water. In the center of the pool is a very similar stone, glowing blue with similar kind of writhing, almost tentacle-like figures graven upon it. This is the size of, I don't know, it's probably a foot in diameter, about a foot and a half, a foot in horizontal diameter and a foot and a half. So, big dinosaur egg size.
Yeah.
Giving off faint ripples of blue, and we can see little rivulets flowing from this pool, joining streams and creeks and waterfalls and rivers, spreading throughout that area of the world in little dilute amounts, but we get the intimation that it's making its way into the water source of thousands and thousands of individuals in this part of the world, which might be problematic. But for right now, you have some money, you have survived, and all is well. And Jane has a lovely treasure that she can keep forever, and definitely doesn't cause her to transform into a Sasquatch and eat people. Or maybe it does. Who knows? Cool. Well, thanks everyone. That was weird and kind of traumatic, but everyone lived. more or less,
Barely.
with your bodies and minds sort of intact. A few new scars, both physical and mental.
A little less
But
sanity.
yeah, but a happy ending. And Jane can be rich whenever she wants to part with that fancy little shard. Cool. Well, thanks everybody. That was, in case you couldn't tell, totally improv. I had no idea. The whole story was like entirely based on Ron falling in a hole and having to figure out like, okay, well, I guess everything's going to go down now, an hour away from town, because someone fell in a hole. So yeah, awesome. This was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you guys to play and you guys here on Twitch and later on YouTube to watch. We love spooky stories and we like Call of Cthulhu, and Down Darker Trails is Call of Cthulhu, but for the Weird West. So definitely check it out. Hey, we should let people know who you are and where they can see you next. We'll start with SJ this time.
I am SJ or SJ_sidekick. I do not stream, but I'm on here a lot. Taking this time slot is going to be Masks, which I'll be in. And I think that's it as far as stuff coming up for me. Yep.
And that's next Sunday, right?
Yes.
With 98 Tough Love running.
Yep. I
Beautiful.
think it's a 2 session.
Yeah.
My name is Your Only Villain. You can find me in multiple chats. Hopefully hear more at C+ Content. I really enjoyed playing with you guys. I really enjoyed Call of Cthulhu. This is my first other style of game system. But yeah. Carson?
Hey everybody, I'm Chev. You can usually find me hanging out in somebody's chat on the internet. I do stream twice a week on Tuesdays and Saturdays. I play a hand-building card game called Mahjong, and it's just trying to be a chill place with a cat cam and some music and some gameplay. So if that sounds like your vibe, I would love if you come check it out. Otherwise, I'll see you around. And yeah, thank y'all. I had a blast. This was amazing. So hope y'all enjoyed it.
Hi, I'm Katie. I sometimes stream, but mostly just hang out here and in other channels. This was my first Call of Cthulhu anything, so I was very excited. I liked it. It was fun, and definitely not mentally scarring, but it works. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Erthos, or Lord Erthos. The only place you'll ever see me stream is here on C+ Content. We'll be here this upcoming Saturday for a Chronicles of Darkness game that I will be the storyteller for, and you'll be able to see Zero as a player character. So that'll be super exciting. Hope you all tune in for that. Otherwise, you can also find me in the chats of C+ Content and all of our friends here on Twitch.
Awesome. Thanks. And I am Zero Daylight. Yes, I will be playing basically Peter Parker without the web shooters in a World of Darkness game starting next Saturday. So that'll be fun. So yeah, those are the 2 next upcoming things. We've got I believe a planned 3 sessions of At the Right Hand or In the Path, which is the World of Darkness game that Lord Erthos is running, and then we will have 2 sessions of our ongoing Teen Justice Academy Mass New Generation campaign starting next Sunday. So as promised, we're picking the pace up a bit now that people have gotten over going back to school and things like that. So cool. Well, we will be seeing you soon. I suppose we should go raid out. Someone tell me who we should, someone figure out who we should raid to, and I will plug all the places that you can find it. So as mentioned, you can check us out here live. You can always go over to cpluscontent.tv or youtube.com/cpluscontent. It's the same thing. That's our YouTube channel, where everything that we broadcast live shows up roughly 24 hours later. There is a substantial back catalog if you enjoyed Call of Cthulhu. We have a bunch of spooky stuff, including a Delta Green series that Chev ran for us. Similar system. It's just more Mulder and Scully than Butch and Sundance, but it's the same kind of general mechanic. And more to come. So yeah, check out our spooky stuff, our sci-fi stuff, our fantasy stuff. Most of what we do is not D&D, but there are many episodes of D&D as well. if you want to check that out too. So go ahead and give us a follow over there and set up the alert thing so you can be notified when new content is available, either here or there. And we hope to see you, if you are new with us, see you back in the future. So someone was looking, I'm sure, to figure out who we should write to.
So no one that I know is currently on, but there is somebody who is playing a Call of Cthulhu starter set, ABCs of RPGs.
Oh, cool. I don't know them, but let's go hang out. Hopefully they're nice people.
Yeah, let's make some new friends.
Yep.
Oh.
ABCs.
Oh, yeah, hang on a second. That's the people that I found.
ABCs.
Word.
RPGs.
Looks like they go through starter sets of different tabletop RPGs.
Oh, I like it. Cool. And thanks for dropping in the raid calls. ABCSOF RPGS. Yes?
Yes.
Cool. We'll see if that takes. Yeah, looks like it's going. Cool. Well, as the raid queue loads up, thanks again, everyone. And we will see you again very, very soon. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Stop streaming.